Welcome to Midwest Paranormal Presents Paranormal Soup. I'm your host, Jason Bland, and tonight we're going to have guest Psychic Clairvoyant Angela Thomas. First time you've had her on the show. She's only got an hour for us tonight, so from 10:30 to 11:30 Central, 11:30 to 12:30 Eastern. We'll have her on in between the two commercial breaks, and we might try to take a couple phone calls in the last 15 minutes of that interview. Maybe she can give some people some quick insights or whatever she's offered. We'll see. We'll see if we have time, because we only got her for an hour. I want to be able to talk to her and get as much to know her as possible in that hour. But, you know, we haven't done Psychic Game Night in a while. And I think it's time, after we have Angela's doing psychic development courses. We're going to talk about her, what she has to offer there. But we haven't done our psychic game night in a long time, and I'm booked up. I'm really booked up with guests. I do have an ITC show planned. But we haven't, I'm no opening spots yet for Psychic Game Night unless somebody cancels. So we're going to do a little bit tonight. Some Zener cards. I also want to do Q&A with the audience. Maybe I'll do a one tarot reading for somebody tonight. That's about the best you probably can get out of me. We'll see. We'll just make it fun. I don't get to spend enough time with you, the audience. And that's what we're going to do at the second half of the show tonight. But our guest is Psychic Angela Thomas for an hour tonight. And we got a lot of weird to get to. So, we got a great show for you. So let's go ahead and get rolling on into it. Welcome to another night of Paranormal Soup. As I said before, I'm your host, Jason Bland. Tonight's guest, Psychic Clairvoyant Angela Thomas, will join us after the World Wide Web of Weird. Tonight, we're streaming it, as always, out on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Please share it. Please tell your friends about this show. If they're interested in the paranormal, have weird experiences, want a place to come to share their experiences with wonderful people in the chat room here. Hi, how you all doing? There's Jamie D. She's in the show, but plenty other people in the chat room. Welcome, everyone. Yeah, see, this is what we're going to do tonight. We're going to do Q&A. I feel like I miss out, getting to talk to you because I spend so much time with the guests, which I do. I love talking to the guests. But I want to talk to you guys tonight, later half of the show. So that's what we're going to do, Q&A, and you can call in, too. I want you to call. I want to do all that. But also joining me tonight is my beautiful co-host, Jamie D. How you doing tonight, Jamie?
Doing well, thank you.
Do you have your Oracle cards handy tonight if we do a psychic game night or psychic thing? Whatever, try to give it a shot.
I do, and I've got the Zener cards and...
Awesome, good, because I got mine, you got yours. Now we got Rob. Rob might hang in there with us tonight. We'll see how he does. He's trying.
Yeah.
How you doing tonight, Rob, from St. Augustine, Florida?
I've been better, but I'm hanging out. I'm here.
All right, awesome. Cool. So we'll have Rob for as long as he's willing to give us, but he always runs the World Wide Web of Weird, and I'm glad I have him because I have a lot of weird. It's always 7 articles, 7 weird stories. I try to keep it to that, and boy, I had a lot. I started out thinking I had nothing this week, and then I started really looking at it. I'm like, oh, I have a lot, so I had to cut some out. Maybe we'll read those later in the show. I got a couple interesting ones, but the ones I picked for tonight I think are very interesting. So let's go ahead and roll into the World Wide Web of Weird. Tonight on the World Wide Web of Weird, I thought I'd start off with, if you have $1 billion, you can be an astronaut too story. Richard Branson reaches the edge of space. I love it. This Unexplained Mysteries of the article I have. The edge of space. If anybody heard what Neil deGrasse Tyson had to say, he didn't really go to space. Farther than you, fat ass. For those listening on the for those listening on the Paranormal Soup Radio Network, we are a webcast. We do show videos and pictures, and we do have an interesting Bigfoot video tonight. But I'll try to narrate as best as possible. Oh, here, hold on. See, I don't want to show I want to show us too. Hold on, let's add. Now, what do I do, Rob? Do you know that? There we go. Never mind. I got it. Okay. Richard, because you guys see our beautiful little squares here of us. Right, in all of our glory. Richard Branson reaches the edge of space. It's been a bumpy few years for Virgin Galactic, especially with the loss of its original Spaceship Two in October 2014, an accident that only claimed the life of a pilot, but also cast doubt on whether the company's lofty goal of launching tourists into space would ever happen at all. Now, at last, however, founder Richard Branson's vision of providing an affordable way for tourists to reach the edge of space is finally realized, with Branson himself along for the ride. Alongside 2 pilots and their 3 other passengers, the 7-year-old took off at 10:40 a.m. Eastern this morning with Virgin Galactic Spaceport America in New Mexico. After reaching approximately 46,000 feet, the VSS Unity spacecraft was launched from the Spaceship Two spaceplane and ignited its boosters rockets to take up for the rest of the way. The crew experienced a brief period of weightlessness against the backdrop of the curvature of Earth before the spacecraft began to descend back into terra firma. So, yeah, you got people like Neil deGrasse Tyson had to he didn't really go to space, because I have to remind you, Pluto's not real, and aliens aren't real, and shut up.
And the Earth is flat.
Yeah, no, the Earth is not flat, but...
Armchair astronaut.
Yeah, we're a lot farther than you, fat ass. That's what I'd tell him. Neil deGrasse Tyson, I'm just not a fan. I am not. Michio Kaku, I would dream interview for one, but I love him. But Neil deGrasse Tyson, he's such a... I'm a big Star Trek fan, and Neil deGrasse posted something about if you believe in ancient aliens, basically you're stupid, or something like that. If you believe aliens built the pyramids or something like that, you're stupid. And John DeVance, the guy who plays Q, had to troll him and say, or he's like, you never know if interdimensional beings created it. Shut up, Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Like he has the answers.
I know. He's just so arrogant. I can't stand the guy.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Well, going up to space is dangerous business, like Virgin Galactic. Somebody died trying to do it. Well, just going up in the air and jumping out of a plane with a parachute can fail sometimes. Just like a rocket ship could fail. I mean, I give much Branson. He put his money where his mouth is. He went up there.
Yeah.
Bezos going to do that too, right? Where's Tesla? He's waiting to take the full trip to Mars, I think. He's going to let everybody else die first. No, never mind. But this guy jumped out of a plane 15,000 feet, and his parachute failed. And what's so weird about this article is I kept on seeing for weeks, stories about if you fall out, or if your parachute broke, how could you survive? So, these articles, just weird articles would pop up like that. And then this story pops up. And this is July 13th. It was weeks ago I'd see these stories. And then some guy actually did have this happen. A paratrooper has miraculously survived after his parachute failed to open correctly during a jump. For anyone who's ever contemplated undertaking a parachute jump, the prospect of the parachute failing to open is typically the number one concern. While such an occurrence is rare, it can and does occur, often with devastating consequences. Why I don't jump out of a plane. In this particular case, however, the unfortunate parachutist actually made it home alive. The British paratrooper, whose name has not been disclosed, had jumped from a plane during a high-altitude, low-opening halo exercise over California when he lost control and his parachute failed to open correctly. After plummeting 15,000 feet, he landed on a house, smashed through the roof, and I always say that wrong, ended up in an owner's kitchen with nothing but a few minor injuries to show for his ordeal. He came through the roof through the trusses, and there's not that much damage in the house, said the homeowner's mother. It's amazing. It's mostly the ceiling, and the sheetrock. He missed the counters, appliances, and everything. Yeah, imagine if he hit the refrigerator or the stove or something. It'd be just gone. Local police later confirmed that he was conscious but stunned with complaints of pain but no visible serious injuries. He's since been taken to the hospital and is expected to make a full recovery. You know, in these scenes, I actually read one of these articles before this happened to this poor guy. You know, it said you need to find, you know, if you were falling, you need to try to direct your body. I actually saw a video on this too. It popped up on YouTube. It's weird. It popped up in different places, not just in my feed on my phone, but on my YouTube, on TV. I'm like, but you have like direct your body to hit like trees or something to break your fall, to slow your momentum. And he went through trees and he hit a house. He probably did it on purpose too.
Yeah.
And that's what saved his life. They said water would be the worst thing to do.
You can actually fly yourself a little bit. To a certain degree.
Like PUBG.
Yeah. Yeah. Just boom, crash through the ceiling, land at the kitchen table. Cheerio, man. Bowl of cereal.
All right. This next one. You know, a guy survives falling out of a plane. I'm sure he was, asking for God's help there. This person did it behind the wheel with her 11-year-old in the car. Driver crashes after letting God take the wheel. A woman in Ohio ended up crashing her car at 190 kilometers an hour after relying on a divine intervention to steer the vehicle. The bizarre incident, which took place in Beechwood, Ohio last month, saw a 31-year-old mother of one who was driving with her young daughter let go of the wheel and put both her fates to a roll of the dice after declaring that she had told God to take control of the vehicle. God's like, wait, what? I'm supposed to do that? What?
Yeah, really.
What are you doing, crazy woman? Within seconds, the out-of-control car had smashed into another car at an intersection 190 kilometers. Now I'm American. America. What's under 90 kilometers?
That's moving.
Roughly. That's moving. Was that 70 miles an hour? No.
Yeah,
80? I don't know. I'm not good at that metric. I don't know, that translation. When the emergency services arrived, both the woman and her daughter were relatively unhurt. However, her 11-year-old was taken to the hospital as a precaution after complaining of a sore head. And take that daughter away now. When quizzed by the police about what happened, the woman explained that she had wanted to test her faith and had slammed her foot down on the gas while telling God to take the wheel. You know what you try to do? You know, I have the whole faith thing like that. You're asking God to perform for you there. God has to really pull out a miracle out of his butt right there to save you.
Jason, that would come out to 55.92 miles per hour.
Oh, so, wow. Okay, so it's still fast. That's real fast. It's enough to kill you. Definitely enough to kill you.
Yeah.
Well, she was not intoxicated at the time and has since been charged with a felony assault, endangering a child, and driving with a suspended license. She already had a suspended license. It wasn't Florida, though. It was Ohio. The bastard cousin of
endangering
Florida.
the community.
Yeah, northern cousin of Florida.
I believe in God, higher power, all that. But at the same time, when you do stuff like that, I think God's like, hey, I gave you a brain. Use it. You're on your own.
Let natural
Here's the miracle.
Here's
the miracle. You have two hands and feet. Yeah. Use them to drive the car. Exactly. Don't take your hands off the wheel. You know. Oh my God.
I mean, I've heard people saying, I'm letting Jesus take the wheel, but not like literally.
Not like that.
Yeah, it's just.
Next week, we'll see lawsuit by woman against pastor who said, let Jesus take the wheel. That was not what he meant. No.
Jesus failed me.
All right, this next one, this comes from the Michigan Bigfoot Society. Let me get this correct. This is crazy. Now, I have had some Bigfoot videos, and I think this one's really interesting. Rocky Mountain Sasquatch Organization but it's from Michigan. It shows a rather sizable creature. I got this off of Coast to Coast. In the process of crossing a river, and some suspect that the strange beast could be a Bigfoot. Group known as the Rocky Mountain Sasquatch Organization received the wild report earlier this month from an individual named Eddie, who claimed their cousin spotted the strange scene while kayaking on the Cass River. The man initially provided them with a remarkable photo that appears to capture a bipedal creature crossing the river while seemingly holding something in his arms. Or its arms, sorry. Fortunately, Eddie subsequently shared a brief video of the eerie encounter, which provides a somewhat brief glimpse. It's 4.7 seconds long. Although admittedly difficult to decipher as all potential Sasquatch photos seem to be, some have theorized that this witness captured a footage of an adult Bigfoot holding either a juvenile version of the creature or perhaps a deer as it makes its way across. I don't think it's either of those, honestly. As one might imagine, more skeptical observers have argued that the Sasquatch is merely as a hunter or perhaps the whole scene is a clever hoax. Yeah, I couldn't tell you. I'm not an expert on this, but there's something odd, peculiar about this. I mean, it's commitment if it's a hoax, like to go through the water. It's a hunter. I don't know. Maybe in a ghillie suit. What it looks like to me, what they think is like in the arms, or you see something moving in this video, and you'll see as we zoom. Go ahead and start playing it, Rob, and maybe mute the audio, because it's just them going as I slow it down. You're going to see it's going to get closer and closer. This is it walking through here. This was provided by Michigan Bigfoot Video. Let me get the YouTube channel so you can watch it yourself. You want to go to... Oh, I want to play that audio. Rocky Mountain. Yeah, it's Rocky Mountain Sasquatch. Type that in. You'll find the YouTube of it. They have some other videos, though, that are very suspect. But I think it's all self-provided, so it's not like them hoaxing it. Hopefully. I don't know. This... And it's only 4.7 seconds long. So whoever got this, like I said, he only had a second to capture it, which would make sense. You know, Bigfoot. I don't think Bigfoot, if somebody gets a Bigfoot video, it's going to be very short. I mean, obviously, this thing's the king of hide and seek. So, it's good at not giving you much time to see it. But people eventually do. Just to get into zoom in, what reminds me is the Patterson-Gimlin film. One of the things that always impressed me about that film, if it's a hoax or not, I don't know, but is the boobs that moved. You can see it when they did the high definition 4K resolution of it. Yeah. You can really see it. It has actual boobs that move. I'm not trying to be vulgar or graphic. Breasts, I should say, not boobs. Be more medically. See, now they say something's an art, but I honestly think this is just breasts that are moving. I don't know. I mean, it could be a guy in a ghillie suit wading through the river. Yeah, honestly, could be.
Okay,
it could really be a hunter.
You know what? Right there, that almost looked like, I want to say, an elderly woman with like a T-shirt on and her hair with like her boobs hanging as she's like walking like across the river.
You see the breast thing I'm talking about? Yeah.
Yeah, but it almost looks like in a T-shirt.
Maybe. I mean, it could have just been somebody else out there. It's just weird. I do some resolutions of it, like some filters I put on it to try to like define it more, get a little more sense of it. And I mean, there's no way to tell perspective of size on this. I mean, it could be an average person, it could be really big. I don't know.
It's like under the boob, it looks like a fold that comes up.
Yeah, it's odd. The arms seem weird too. I don't know. It's a weird one, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a Bigfoot person. I'm interested. It's not that I don't have an interest in Bigfoot. I do. I just don't have many Bigfoot possible encounters in my area. It's not something I could do, like seeing a UFO or, ghost hunting, But, so I'm not an expert on this. We need to get a good good guest on Bigfoot on the show again.
Yeah. That was interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean... Again, it's blurry, whatever. Is anybody going to get a clear footage of a Bigfoot? And are we going to believe it if they do? I mean, obviously, if they exist, they've been very good at keeping themselves hidden. So if you do get them, they're not going to show up.
That's
very
clear until it gets zoomed in,
Yeah.
But
I mean, if I was on a kayak and I saw it, because it looks brown, everything about it is brown. You see that?
Yeah,
it just screams like it's got like that hair that they describe. But when you zoom in, it becomes so amorphous with the digital loss.
Yeah, if I was kayaking, I'd probably be backpedaling.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to run into a Bigfoot on a kayak. I'm not a
Yeah.
big water person, but I did enjoy kayaking when I went. I've
Yeah.
done it several times. Actually, it's not you mean my fear of drowning. I actually enjoy boats. I like boats, and I did enjoy kayaking, but I fear the water. I would definitely fear a Bigfoot in the water. All right, well, I've talked about Argentina and Brazil, the whole South American UFO, all the history there, and definitely when it comes to cattle mutilations, they got a pretty good history. In a curious case out of Argentina, so from coast to coast, a fortune cow was discovered mutilated under mysterious circumstances the day after a puzzling UFO was witnessed in the same location. According to researcher Jorge Gabriel Roman, the odd incident occurred last month in the rural province of La Pampa when a man working in a field spotted a dim light moving beneath another brighter object that was suspended in the air. The two UFOs subsequently melted into one, departed from the sky at an incredible speed. The wondrous event took a dark turn the following day when witness returned to work and made a grim discovery. Around 1,500 feet from where he had seen the UFO, the worker stumbled upon a cow that had been mutilated in a manner all too familiar with those who studied the strange phenomenon. And it's right down to the mouth part, the flesh. I've seen so many of this where it's just all the mouth flesh gone right away while the rest is still there. When man tried to bring his dog near the downed creature, it refused to go near the dead animal, and that would appear to be the case with any other natural scavengers, as the carcass remained untouched for days. The cow's demise was likely to remain a mystery, though Roman suspects that its gruesome death and the UFO spotted on the prior day must somehow be connected, noting that the strange lights are frequently observed in the sky when mutilations occur. See, these people are used to it. They know what's happening. Argentina, Brazil, South America, I think there's heavy UFO activity. Something just interests the heck out of me about what goes on down there, especially with the incident in Brazil, or the island near Brazil.
Yeah.
We were talking about with our one guest, Damien Knott. Such a long history of just more prevalent activity. They're more bold. At least the aliens are in South America than they are here. But I mean, we have cattle mutilations here and stuff, but just some crazy stuff. And why? Still the question of why. What do they want with cows?
Yeah, it's weird.
Or anything else. All right, let's move on. Speaking of aliens, I thought this was interesting. I've had my lucid dream experiences I've talked about on the show, and I'm not a prolific lucid dreamer. I can't do it on command like some people can. But they did this study I thought was really interesting. A press release detailing the study, of which was authored by Michael Radaga, Andrew Shankoff, and Zana Zazamzov. I probably butchered that. Phase Research Center in Moscow can be viewed below. Hold on. No, I totally lost the article. Lucid dreaming study reports alien contact. 152 volunteers were induced to enter a lucid dream, and they're to picture themselves experiencing a contact with aliens. Of the participants, 114 achieved the goal, revealing unexpected similarities with actual alien abduction reports. The study was conducted at a Phase Research Center research unit of REM Space, devoted to investigation of lucid dreams, sleep paralysis, etc. The paper is accepted by peer-reviewed journal and International Journal of Dream Research and authors, the same names I can't pronounce. Lucid dreams are former, we already know what lucid dreams are. Researchers decided to check how intentional contacts with aliens in dreams resemble real alien abduction reports. They conducted an experiment involving 152 lucid dreaming practitioners. Volunteers had to deliberately meet with the aliens in a dream. As a result, 114 people reported a successful experience of communicating with extraterrestrial civilizations. Someone even managed to talk to the aliens and board their spacecraft. The researchers divided these contact reports into two groups. Absurd, dreamlike experiences and realistic could be confused with reality. It turned out the fear and sleep paralysis, which is typically for many real contacts with extraterrestrial civilizations, often occurred in the second group. This is the fact that researchers' main finding being a strong argument in favor of dreamlike nature of many encounters. If it's possible to do so deliberately, how often do such situations occur by accident? So they're trying to see, are people just having a lucid dream and it's not real, they're not being abducted? I don't agree with that. Who knows? They might be making contact with aliens. That's the horrible title of this article, makes it seem like they are. But the researchers are looking at it as, their minds make this up.
Yeah.
The article tries to make it woo, and the real researchers are trying to see how people are just making this stuff up. They're not. Either subconscious. I'm not saying people making it up. They're trying to see that people's subconscious is making this up. Like the people believe it happened, but it didn't. It was all just a lucid dream. Your mind made it up. What would be interesting to see in a study? What I would want to know if I was researching that was going along the lines is having control group, and a test group of people who have viewed and know about aliens and seen the movies to people, and I know there are people that have no interest in it, never seen any of that. Their minds wouldn't be able to make up enough because they have no attention span for it. They don't care about aliens or seen anything, like their background. Because it makes me doubt my experiences, because I do have all that interest. So the things I've told you, I feel like are dreams. I don't know if they're dreams or not. I can't tell you because I'm too influenced by all the stuff I've seen. All right, we got to move on to the last part before we run out of time. And speaking of dreams, leading into that, for our last article, this is where I get on my soapbox. No. Amazon wants to use radar to track your sleep. Imagine how that could be used for somebody who's an alien abductee. I mean, Terry Lovelace keeps his phone on him, and the GPS thing tracked him going up 6 stories. Yeah. Now they put radar in your room. The aliens stand no chance, right? Smart hub devices, which are often equipped with cameras and microphones, have long been the suspect of privacy concerns with good reason. Not only are these devices watching and listening, but they are also recording footage and audio of what you are doing and storing it on remote servers. For some, even easily accessible mute button and the option to delete data from the server is not enough to justify having one of these devices around. Yet it seems that companies like Google and Amazon are continuing to double down on the level of surveillance these devices are capable of by adding increasingly sensitive microphones and even entirely new types of sensors. The latest addition is radar, something that has already made its way onto the latest Google Nest Hub, a smart display, and now Amazon is looking for approval to add it to their new Echo devices as well. The purpose and the functionality is to monitor the user's sleep patterns. However, concerns have been raised over exactly what else the radar device in the person's home is capable of doing. You remember that scene in The Dark Knight where like Batman's able to like look into everybody's homes? That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And we're literally giving up our privacy just so freely. It's just sickening. And people are going to buy this stupid Echo thing and let it be in their home. I mean, yeah, I have a smartphone. I know it listens to me. I know it does. Me and my wife talk about this all the time. Stuff pops up that we talked about. I never searched for on my phone, and yet there it is, my Facebook feed. Facebook's listening for sure.
Oh yeah.
I heard there's a freedom phone. This is the freedom phone, and no surveillance. We'll see. I don't trust that either. I trust no one. They can listen. I'm telling you right now, phone. I don't trust you. Screw you. You can listen all you want. You can hear how much I don't trust you. But I'm not doing anything nefarious right now to really care. But we're just literally giving up our freedoms for technology.
Yep.
That's it for the World Wide Web Weird. Off my soapbox. Our guest tonight is Psychic Angela Thomas. She's going to join us after this commercial break, just for the hour. She said she might be able to get a couple insights to some people, maybe, if we have time in the interview. It's just an hour, maybe the last 10, 15 minutes I can take a couple calls. But then, when we come back from that second commercial break later, after Angela Thomas, we're going to do some psychic games maybe, some Zener cards, Q&A with the audience. Maybe I'll do a tarot reading for somebody. I don't know. I don't know if you want a tarot or trust my psychicness. Give it a shot. I'm developing. But we'll be back after the short commercial break.
Join us every Wednesday night at midnight Eastern Standard Time for Weird Wednesday, the live stream, with your hosts Jamie, the Living Dead Girl, and Rob, the Phantom, where we'll talk about all things paranormal, including zodiac, astrology, tarot card and oracle card readings, live ghost boxing and spirit communication, where we'll do Voices from Beyond, the Cold Case Files. So we hope you join us live on Facebook and YouTube every Wednesday night at midnight Eastern Standard Time. We hope to see you there. Bye-bye.
Since 1948, Fate magazine has brought you reports of the strange and unknown, all of them true. Fate Radio is carrying on that tradition, bringing you the unusual, macabre, strange, and bizarre. Join host Kat Hobson Sunday nights from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern on WBHM Digital Broadcasting.
Of the second kind, physical evidence of a UFO. Close encounters of the third kind, contact. From Steven Spielberg, the director of Jaws, comes one of the most ambitious and unusual films ever made. And what you will see has never been seen before. It's a cosmic mystery crossing what many scientists believe will be the next threshold of human experience. It is called Close Encounters of the Third Kind. It begins in an Indiana town and leads to one inescapable conclusion. We are not alone. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Certificate A. Now showing at the Odeon, Leicester Square.
The international chart-topping, Haunted Horror of Haverfordwest has been described as terrifyingly real, a must-read, shocking and chilling brilliance, genuinely worrying, utterly frightening. Don't read before bed. Described as one of the spookiest writers out there, best-selling author G.L. Davies presents Haunted Horror of Haverfordwest. The true paranormal account that is shocking the world. Dare you enter? Dare you read? Haunted Horror of Haverfordwest is available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Kindle, and wherever books are sold. Pray you never have to live there.
This is the sound of a space clock aboard a U.S. satellite 180 miles above the Earth. No one winds up this timepiece. It's powered by a tiny battery, a battery that delivers power for years without replacement. Now the same type of battery, the Duracell battery, can bring new reliability and long life to your battery-operated equipment. Radios, cameras, toys, all run far longer. Duracell batteries, the long-distance power cells, outlast any ordinary battery. The same type of battery that keeps space clocks running for years can bring long life to anything powered by batteries. Dura, as in durable. Cell, as in power cell. The Duracell battery, made by Mallory.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from Talkstream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now, the Paranormal Radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
Switch to DCS range read.
240, nominal to profile.
We're in the pipe, 555.
Tonight on Paranormal Soup, our guest is Psychic Clairvoyant Angela Thomas. Angela Thomas is a professional psychic and clairvoyant noted over for 20 years of practice for high accuracy and detail. She is a subject participant in an elite consciousness research study focusing on precognition and has gained an an enviable reputation for her psychic work in private sessions for individuals, businesses, leaders, and celebrities. Her work has also included crime victim location and recovery. She's a vocal advocate for related causes. Her professional website is angelathomas.org. I think I also had psychicangelathomas.com as the website she gave me tonight. She's an evangelist for professionalism, standardization, integrity in the psychic service industry through her co-ownership and collaboration on 2 groundbreaking websites that embody her ideals. Angela is the co-founder of YourPsychicServiceBusiness.com, which is a business journal with goals of helping practitioners with information on what it takes to run their businesses professionally. Angela is also the host of On the Fringe. She's appeared on George Noory's television show Beyond Belief on the Gaia Network. 2 of her featured appearances were Exposing Psychic Scams and Don't Fear the Tarot. She's also co-hosted popular paranormal topic radio shows called P.O.R.T.A.L, Paranormal Talk Radio on Paranormal Radio Network for 2 years. Natural psychic of high reputation, Angela has a deep involvement in developing psychic mythologies and pioneered several others, including 3-dimensional tarot and her own remote viewing protocol. We're going to talk about all these abilities tonight. Maybe she can give us some tips on psychic game night, because I mean, it's something I'm working on myself, is developing my abilities, and she's conducting courses on that. We're going to talk about that tonight. So we got a lot to get to, so let's get to our guest. You there with us, Angela?
I certainly am. Nice to join you.
It's an honor to have you on this show. All right, so, you know, I cut off the bio because it's like, wow, okay, this is a really long bio. You got a lot of experience. You've been in this field for a long time. So, you know, let's get to know you just a little bit. I know we only have an hour, but, you know, how did this all start for you? Were you born like this, or was there something in your life later on you started having these abilities? How did it all develop for you?
Well, I've got to say, Jason, that I did not recognize, and I would have never given myself the label of a psychic when I was young. But I really assumed that everyone had the same abilities that I did. And it wasn't until I got a little bit older that I recognized that, no, my classmates, my friends, did not have the same sort of abilities. And at that time, I grew up in the South predominantly. And, you know, that was a big no-no. You didn't talk about it. So I just kept it hush-hush. And it wasn't until in my adult life that I came out of the closet.
You know, you're not the first psychic to refer to it just like that, you know, coming out of the closet, and then you have to keep it secret. And also, when I hear all the time, and I've experienced myself, you know, I've had a lot of psychic experience in my life, is this, you know, that when you're young, you think this is just how everybody else is experiencing the world, right?
Exactly.
You know, I hear that people seeing auras, like, oh, I thought, you know, when they were little kids, you know, I saw colors around people. I didn't think of anything about it. It wasn't until later in life that I do remember seeing colors around people. I just thought it was a normal thing.
Well, yes, and you know, because we don't have any other reference until we get older and find out that, you know, someone saying to you, no, Jason, I don't see auras.
Yeah.
So, yes.
So now, you know, when did you decide, or how did it, you know, what was that leap out of the closet, basically? It pushed you into a professional life of being a psychic and a clairvoyant.
Well, what really made me go full gusto, Jason, was I was at that time working in corporate sales for a Fortune 100 company. And, you know, I was still kind of hush-hush on the side.
Yeah.
And if you remember the old AOL type-only chat rooms, remember those? Yes. Okay. So someone I knew said, would you please read for this lady? Of course, I'll type. And so, long story short, I had told this particular woman in an AOL private chat that between 2 hours and the next 2 days, she would get a call from Barbara, and it was an emergency or it was urgent, and to help her. And up until then, she had confirmed a lot of things in her reading, but she just stuck her feet in the mud and said, I don't know a Barbara.
Oh.
And so I said, well, you know, and I I said, yes, you do. You know a Barbara. And she said, no, I'm sorry. I don't work with Barbara, any Barbaras, no friends Barbaras. And so I said, well, I'm just the messenger. Well, fast forward to the next day, and she contacts me and said at 2:30 in the morning, following the reading that I typed away, she got a phone call from Barbara. And what it was her neighbor across the street's adult daughter that she knew, but she didn't socialize with her. Calling for help to help her get her mother out of the house.
Wow.
The house was on fire.
Oh.
Her mother was an invalid on the second floor. And so once she gave me that information, I decided right then and there that I cannot hold back any longer.
Yeah, you saved somebody's life, in a sense. I mean, you prepped her, at least prepared her for the instant. You know? Wow. You know, I mean, it seems like the most powerful psychic, you know, messages sometimes that people get are these ones that are life-threatening encounters or serious matters. It's not, you know, like it's not parlor tricks. You know, it's serious stuff.
Certainly. Yeah, and I think that is one of the values of having a psychic reading. Psychics can really offer insights coming in, and of course the individual, he or she can decide whether or not they wish to move forward. But at least they've been given that, hey, within a certain amount of time, expect this situation to happen. And so, yes, you're right. You know, there's a lot of important information that aids people, even if it's life-saving or not.
So your ability, I mean, I've had a lot of different psychic mediums and clairvoyance on, but clairvoyant means your ability is really focused on seeing the future?
Well, it gives you the opportunity, or it gives you the ability to see past, present, and future.
Oh, okay.
Now, what's happening years down the road, I am not going to get any, you know, sight of that, psychic sight of that. I like to stay within an 18-month time frame. It might push to 2 years. But I, you know, when I do psychic readings, I may, if I read for you, I would say, Jason, between right now and the next 6 weeks, or between now and the next 3 days, or between now and 18 months. So I try to give it a timing so that you, or whoever I'm reading for, would know to expect that.
No, you know, when I read the little that I've done in tarot, I would read tarot for people when I was in my 20s, and a lot of it would seem like this is the possible path kind of deal. Like, this is what's coming up as a couple roads and options you have. This I didn't intend my readings to come out that way, but it always seemed to be that way. And I'd be on. I would be amazed by what they'd tell me later, like, oh, you were totally on, you know, about that. But I never felt like, I mean, I asked this question of all psychics, especially ones about the future. I never feel like the future is predestined.
Well, there are a few things, right?
Yeah.
That no matter what, even if you swayed off the path that you're on, some things are just meant to be.
I get that.
But you're right. Nothing is set in stone, and it is really ultimately up to the individual to decide whether or not they go forward. But I've got to say that a lot of people, you know, and you may have experienced this yourself, that you can change your course in 1 second.
Right.
And so I want to say that, you know, I read for a particular person, a woman, and she wanted to know about her relationship. And anyway, fast forward, she was planning a wedding. And I said to her that I did not see, you know, that wedding, you know, that I didn't see a marriage. Ooh. And so, anyway, long story short, they got all the way up to the priest, and then she changed her mind in a heartbeat.
It was her that changed her mind.
Yes, she just said, you know what, I'm not going to do this.
What was her reaction to you when you said this? Because, you know, saying that to a bride and soon-to-be bride is the dangerous territory. Like, I think it's not going to happen.
a little myth that, it was like, look, I've got my gown, I've got my cake, I've got the flowers, the guests have been invited, we love each other. But, that's not the first time that anybody would change their mind at the altar. So what I was saying, I guess the reason I brought it up, Jason, is people are on a certain path. And in this instance, she was on a certain path to get married.
Right.
And then it took 1 second for her to say no.
Right.
So all of that money, all of the guests, everything. So
didn't matter.
It didn't matter. So some things, most things are not set in stone. We do have choice.
Yeah, I say it on the show all the time, but one of my favorite lines from a movie is Star Wars Empire Strikes Back, as Yoda says, the future's always in motion. That's kind of always see, for psychic. I mean, maybe Nostradamus had a thing, and I don't know if you, but for it's hard for me to see psychics predicting stuff so far out, like 100 years from now, blah blah blah. Like they could maybe get a general picture, but things can change. I don't want to believe everything's just predestined, and that no matter what, 20 years from now the world's going to end, or these people that get into that kind of like solid, like this is going to happen. What's the point of knowing the future if you can't change it?
Exactly, and the future can be changed.
I've experienced that. I've had over my life dreams that are like, when I'm having the dream, and in the dream I'll go, oh, I've had this dream before. Like that's my key. Like, because that's what happens in real life. I'll eventually have the experience, like, I've dreamt about this. This has happened. I've dreamt about this before. And I've had one particular time where I changed, like, the course of my life, I feel like, by having this dream beforehand.
Wow.
And it had to do with my wife, actually.
You have precognition. You had precognitive dreaming.
Yeah.
So you were able to see the future. And it changed your life. I love that.
Yeah, it did. I mean, literally, I saw a phone call in the dream. I got a phone call from this girl that was like, come hang out with us. And she was set up by my best friend who didn't like my wife at the time that we were engaged. And he was trying to I used to be a little bit of a male, bastard whore. He was trying to tempt me. And he has this cute girl. She sounded cute on the phone, but in my dream, I actually go and meet them at the bar. And then my fiance, soon to be wife, finds out, and it gets bad, and we break up, and it's horrible. And so when I get this phone, I'm like, I froze. I'm like, oh my God, this is the dream. I go, and I called her out. I go, you're calling me because of my friend Chris, aren't you? She goes, how did you know that? Because she didn't even tell me her name. Like, she just called, like, hi, are you Jason? I said, you're calling because of Chris. I changed the script from the dream. Like, I changed it. And I said, put Chris on the phone. Chewed him out, and I said, what are you trying to pull? Because I dreamt it went a different way, and I changed it.
Oh, I love that. See, that dream empowered you.
Yeah. So you
have your own psychic abilities, you have precognition, and you doing the tarot, just the tarot by itself, is another avenue to expand your own true psychic abilities.
Yeah, I like it. I don't know. I feel a connection to it, and I just let it go. It flow. I don't know if I'm good at it. I don't know it at all. If anybody calls in later trying to get me to do one, you'll see. But for you, like, how does the impressions or the messages or the information, how does that come to you?
It comes to me in all sorts of ways. And when I do a psychic reading, I always say to the individual, whatever your areas of concerns are, let me know. Any specific questions, let me know. And then sit back and listen to the information and the messages, because I get so much visually. I'm highly clairaudient, so the ability to hear. And so there's so much going on. So I may get that psychic impression. I may get that from a spirit guide. I may get that from wherever it's coming from. And so I'm trying to give as much information in that short amount of time that we have together. And so it's just, I guess it's because I have been doing it for a long time now.
Yeah.
My skill level is very high, and I just have access to a lot of information.
So, I mean, generally, though, if somebody comes to you for a reading, you could cover the past, what they've gone through. You could cover what they're going in right now, and then you can kind of cover what's coming up, in a sense, for them.
Yes. Well, I don't go into the past unless I see something coming back around.
Right. It's like connected to the future.
Right. Because they're not going to pay me money to tell them something they already know. But if I see that a person's coming back around or the situation is coming back around, and that I feel like it is going to bite them in the bottom, I will say, by the way, let's go backwards. And I need to talk about this time in your life, or, 18 months ago, or a year ago, or 6 months ago. And I need to fast forward to now because that problem has yet to be resolved.
Right.
And so, but yeah, I really try to focus on the right now to the next 18 months. So again, I may give shorter time frames, between now and the next 6 weeks or whatever. But I generally don't go beyond that.
One of the things, for my own self, I do want to, it's been a topic on the show lately about me and wanting to develop my own abilities, because I kind of shied away from it after some bad tarot experiences. But I want to develop it. But one of the things I've always been interested in, I don't know if I would do it, because I was actually going to be a police officer. I had a tarot reader tell me, no, that's not what you're going to do. Like, she told me, you're going to be in the paranormal doing stuff, something with connected to law enforcement, too, in the paranormal. And I always thought that was interesting, because if I had the ability, that's what I'd want to do. You do help on cases or unsolved cases or missing people?
I do. In fact, I teach it, too, so we'll definitely have to talk. But,
yeah. I'd love to.
Most of my experience was in tracking missing children, stranger abduction cases.
That would be the most important to me.
And, but I can tell you, in the last year, I have had more requests for criminal cases and also missing adults. Mm. And so now, I'm trying my best to not take on as many cases as I've done before, because I do not charge for my time at all. Right. When that's all volunteer work, and it does take considerable amount of time to not only do the session psychically, and I use remote viewing, and I use a criminal, what I call a matrix, a couple of different matrices to put it in a report, a written report.
Right.
And so after I psychically go in and get all my details, I'm literally typing up a report to send to a law enforcement agency. And so I'm trying to get away from that and really now focusing on teaching others how to do it. So I do teach remote viewing, and I also teach the criminal casework as separate workshops. But recently I combined the two. And wow, really, it takes five weeks, but I mean, it's 2 hours each time that we meet online. But I teach all kinds of different subjects, but really we should talk about...
Yeah, I really would be interested. If I had an interest in developing my abilities, I would love to do it, and that my mind goes to that place. Like, I'd want to find a missing kid, Screw your love life, I don't care about that.
Right. There are degrees where, even though you and I may not be interested in John or Jane Doe's relationship, I always keep in mind that they wouldn't be asking if it wasn't truly needed. Important.
Yeah. No, I get that. I'm just being crass. That's me. No, but that's serious though. Go ahead.
Psychic abilities are great for helping others, and that's what we're here for, to serve others and help them as much as possible.
Well, for the criminal side of it, it sounds like you really focus kind of on using remote viewing to kind of get that information.
Yes, because, when it comes to missing children cases, where, it's been a family abduction, a non-custodial parent, and there's a big reason why the courts do that. because mom or dad may be strung out on drugs or have a criminal themselves, or maybe they're mentally not quite 100%. But whether it's a family abduction, especially stranger abductions, generally nowadays those criminals are so aggressive that they kill the child within the first hour.
Yeah.
And so part of that is to track the child first and then track the abductor second. And so it's quite, it's
that's
not,
a time sensitive. It's time sensitive if you're in the middle of an abduction case.
Right, but here's the thing, sometimes these counties or cities do not follow protocol, and they don't get that like Amber Alert to go out.
Right.
And I'm not a big fan of Amber Alerts any longer, because Amber Alerts now have changed to where they're a bit shy about showing pictures of the missing child.
Things that would actually
and
help.
a bit shy of giving a description of the abductor. So, they don't want to say it's a white man or a black woman or an Asian, whoever. I think that they're trying to be politically correct in their descriptions, and they're not getting those alerts out. So it really starts at a county or city level, and they just don't do it as quickly as they should. So as a psychic, I may not get that case the same day.
Right.
It might be several days or a week later, and little Susie has been missing, and it's like, are you crazy? Why would you do that?
Well, that's why I've had other people, other psychics that worked with law enforcement. I've always said this. It's like I see the role for psychics and the remote viewers, people have this ability, because I generally know it's real. From my own personal experiences, if this could be used to really help people, it'd be in a law enforcement way. Is right away in a case of an abduction. It could lead police in the wrong direction. That's the dangerous part. You really got to have somebody that really knows their stuff and knows how to do it. Just knowing what I know from law enforcement, you don't want to lead them in the wrong direction. In that case, time is critical. But time is critical. I've known, Robbie Thomas, we've had on, psychic profiler. I've known others.
Yeah, Robbie's very good. Robbie's very good.
Yeah, they got to get information right away if they're going to have any chance of saving that child. And that's where a psychic could come in vital, to give them something they would just never get, to get them in the right direction. Because otherwise they have nothing. They have nothing at all. And that's basically where the psychic, I would think, comes in a crime, is when they have nothing at all. Later on, be also the cold cases. They can't, in the middle of an investigation, when they're gathering evidence, all that stuff, that's not the time for a psychic. It's when everything's been tied up, there's nothing left, then it's the cold case time for a psychic. I don't know if you agree with me on that, but just from a law enforcement perspective, these are the two times I think they should be involved.
I've worked on cold cases,
yeah.
And they're quite different than, some case that's just come out. So, if they find, whether it's a child or an adult that's been murdered, and the case has gone cold, I mean, you can supply them with a lot of information, but are they truly going to have
the research
detectives or research? Are they going to do it? And me, I don't go on the scene.
Right.
Everything from the arm of my chair, and you never know when I never know when that report is sent, whether or not they're really going to use it, or if they go, oh, geez, we've got 200 calls on this case, and that's just another thing now have to look into. But there are law enforcement officers that are open to using psychics, and I would absolutely love to teach, a lot of different law enforcement people how to do what I do. Break it. I break it.
I've talked to a lot of different cops. I work retail. I get Chicago cops in my store quite often. A lot of them are way more open to this kind of stuff than you would ever imagine. Not all. I mean, there's plenty that are not at all impressed or open to it at all. But there are some that are. I think I have an instinct for finding them. Somehow I've talked about that on the show. Like, I just know when they're into it. But I've met cops that would be into it, learning to, maybe hone their own senses to try to do it. But they have to be evidentiary. That's the only problem with the cop.
Right. So, and I have a method to really help them get the evidence.
That's what they need. Yeah. See, I'm a big Star Wars fan. My hope is that for psychic abilities and development, that we develop it like Jedis do. That we're able to make it a skill and a trainable thing, and people trust it like they trusted Jedis. That you could use it to help find a missing person or open a cold case. They could be trusted. If we had, I guess the problem is there's frauds. That's always going to be the problem with this.
Right. There are a lot of what I call scammers out there, or even people that truly, Jason, their intention isn't to scam people.
No.
Intention is to do the work, but they're at the beginning stages. And so they're not going to be detailed. They're not going to have that experience. And so, it would be someone inexperienced would not give details. They would give like a generality, or I see a man with a red hat on, and
oh, good luck with that.
No, I just see a man with a red hat on. So that's not going to help. So, but I teach workshops like telepathy. I've got one starting July 31st. It's only a 2-hour workshop on telepathy. And it's very, very strong. I teach precognition and predicting the future with that. Retrocognition, the ability to see in the past.
Right.
And I feel like, anyone that does any sort of criminal casework or remote viewing, when you are remote viewing, you are using your clairvoyant abilities. Those are all natural to us.
Yeah, you got to look at the past, too.
You've got to look at the past, because if little Johnny went missing 2 days ago, you have to go in the past and then bring it forward to presently. Where is Johnny, right? Where's little Johnny? And so, and does the abductor or the whoever little Johnny is with, what is their intentions between now and the next several hours? Are they going to move forward? Are they going to move? Have they killed little Johnny? And so, there's so much to it. But that is my life's work, really, to be honest with you. And
you do it for free. Obviously, that's the part that you care about the most, and I love that.
Well, I do the cases for free.
That's
but
what I mean.
Don't for free. Yeah, I do it for free, and I have for years. And I've turned cases down, and I've had people call and say, "What would you charge?" And I said, "I'm not going to charge, but I can't take the case."
Yeah.
And so, so I want others to be able to do what I've been doing for a long time now.
I'm in Indiana here. One of the cases that bothers me the most, it's going to be just a cold case. I don't know. I hope not. Is the Delphi murders. It drives me nuts.
I was asked to do the cold case on that.
Yeah, I don't want to see that. There's got to be some justice. There's got to be a miracle or something to get this case broken open. It just feels like it's going to go nowhere. We're never going to know, and that just kills me, because whoever did this they need to be punished. They need to be brought to justice.
Yeah, we should have a private conversation about that one.
I have my feelings on that one, but I don't know if they're correct. I don't know. I would never say like I know what's going on with that case. I have actually. I did kind of. I think Weird Wednesday, wasn't I on, Jamie? I think we talked a little bit about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Weird Wednesday. I gave my impressions on it, but I also for me, I've also read the John Douglas, Journey into the Darkness. Like I was obsessed with the FBI profilers back in the day. I wouldn't know if what I'm getting is like my amateur knowledge of psychology or my psychic instincts. So it'd be interesting to see how your course develops that, how you can focus. Because you have to be right. That's what it comes down to. If you're going to do it, you can't. It's not messing around. This is serious stuff. Cops want to take you seriously, or a detective. You can't just give them generalities.
Exactly. Yeah. If I see something that's too general, I'll just say I don't have the information. But I won't type up, say what I'm not really getting. And so I am known by details, and both cases as well as even readings, so. But yeah, absolutely. If you know any law enforcement officers, send them to psychicangelathomas.com under the workshop.
Might be some watching.
Yeah.
I've got a couple Chicago cops that watch.
There you go. But going back to the remote viewing, I did put a Third Eye Spies documentary on that shop page. That is where Russell Tarr did the.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's what it. Yeah, and I've seen that.
So I have the full documentary if anybody wants to watch it to get a better idea of the various ways it has been used and really what it can be used for. Yeah,
it's military went through Stanford and had Targ and he's now deceased Ingo Swann.
Swan.
Yeah, these guys did amazing things, and then the government's like, "Oh, there's nothing to it," basically because it was too woohoo for the Congress.
That was the initial guy, the director of the Department of Defense that was putting out that BS.
Yeah,
and it ends up that there was over 85% correct in those. All
remote viewings,
the remote viewing, and they had documents and they had letters. In fact, that whole documentary opens up with President Jimmy Carter.
Yeah,
giving his testimonial about a psychic that was the one that found the downed plane in Africa.
Yeah.
So it works.
I'll give this to Jimmy Carter. He's always been honest in those regards. But he's never shied away like other politicians from that. If he experienced something like that, he talked about it, like the UFO and the incident. I'll give that to Jimmy Carter. That's one thing I love about him. So you also talk about classes in telepathy. It's interesting you talked about that. I just recently talked to my wife and said, I want to do more stuff with I have a 9-year-old and a 5-year-old, and they always want to play games. I was like, I should start doing like Zener card, telepathy games. See if we can, get them started young.
Not like cards, but I used to, and I do this with some adults, and all adults really. But when I was bringing up my children, I had 2 daughters, and we would, like I'm sure everybody's played it, where you write a number down and you circle it, you don't let the other person see it, and then you telepathically send them the information. And there is a way to do that, because I call it telepathy, the mind thinks in pictures. So there is a certain way that you can get that across to the receiver, but they really developed their abilities as a young children, but they all thought it was a game. I would do colors.
Well, that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, just make it a game.
Yes. So do that, make it a game. And Psi Research, it's got psi.org. They have like 6 games up there, and it helps them to do psychic research while people are playing free games.
I think I've seen that, yeah.
So, your children would love that.
I'm like, hey, it's a video game. There you go. No, but I grew up in a very open household. My dad was more scientific, kind of atheist a little bit, but not totally. And my mom went from agnostic to Buddhist, but I grew up in a household discover for yourself what you believe, and I grew up in an open household, and then my kids are growing up in an open household like that too. But I'm like, I should try to develop their psychic abilities while I have the chance, because it seems like people lose it. And then get it back later in life. But some people, if you develop it young, I've had a number of different psychics, their parents did this with them, and they've kept it all their life.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if a child grows up with that, there's no poo-pooing it, right? They know it works because they've experienced it.
Yep. The experience is the total it. I mean, that's why, for me, it's real. People are like, why do you think these psychics are real? Because I've experienced it. I've experienced the ability. I've held a picture of a dead person and knew their first and last name. I knew stuff about them and where they hid stuff in their house. It was just a random event, but I had that experience, and I don't know why, but I did. That proved to me it was real.
Because you're a psychic.
Yeah.
You are a psychic. You may not give yourself that label, but, because that label comes with a lot of weight.
It does. It does. It does. That's what I've always said. I was like, I would never want to label myself a psychic because there's all these expectations in it. There's a great scene in Poltergeist where, I can't think, what's his name? The coach, whatever is the
right.
He's standing there and he's like, the little short psychic lady's up at the stairwell and walks away, and she asks him a question and he's just quiet. She's like, well, he's like, well, I was thinking it, like trying to like project it to her. Like, he's like, well, she should know, and she did. But it's like, this expectation. Like, I've had people tell me they don't even want to be around a psychic because of stuff in their past. They're afraid the psychic's going to know, and they don't want to talk about it.
Like there are people who really fear psychics.
Yes.
Because like you'll know. And I remember I was telling a friend not long ago that I read for a mother and her two daughters, and her daughters, one was a senior in high school and one was a freshman in college. And the high schooler wanted to have a private reading. She didn't want her mother and sister around. And as soon as the mother and sister left the room, the girl turned to me and said, I know I'm pregnant. And I didn't, it didn't enter my mind that she was. Now, if I would have gone in session.
She didn't give you a chance.
I would have then said, congratulations, right? But you're pregnant. But no, and a lot of people think that certain deeds that they've done, 15 years ago and all of that. And unless it was something as bad as murder or some felony, that's not even going to surface unless that's the area of focus.
You think some people they can block, in a sense, you from seeing stuff that they just don't want you to see, or you have no business to seeing, or something along those lines, or?
Yes, is that
if it's not relevant,
whether I'm on Zoom or talking to somebody casually, I'm not going to know their entire history.
You're not God.
It's just not about. I may get little visions, and I try to ground and protect myself before I ever go out in public. So if I'm talking to somebody casually, like a neighbor, and then I'm getting, visions or I'm getting information, I'm not going to bring that up.
Yeah, it kind of drives me nuts with some of the psychic shows in the last few years where, like, they show them, and it's all staged, but where they show them going up to people on the street going, hi, I'm a psychic, and blah, 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 and like, yeah, that's not real, but, you're not going to go up to people in the street and just start reading them.
No.
All the psychics I know are like, no, we don't do that, and it's just show, it's TV, Hollywood, but that's kind of always drives me nuts. I am going to tell people they can call in if we have about 15 more minutes with our guest, Angela Thompson.
That sounds great.
You can call in on these two numbers, okay? There's only one phone line open, but two ways to call in. You can call in at J Bland Paranormal Soup on Skype. That's the Skype ID, or 260-225-9419. Just a little quick call. We'd only have 15 minutes. Maybe she can give you a quick insight. But if you want to call in now, otherwise, we will open up the phone lines after the commercial break for Psychic Game Night, and I will talk to you guys in Q&A. Okay. So you're going more from an active role, it seems like, to more of a teacher role. Is that where you're kind of heading with your life in the psychic field?
Yeah, I still offer readings, right? And I've had clients for many, many years, whether they're old clients or newbie clients or whatever. But besides readings, I teach. And I think that ultimately I do want to get to the point to where I'm not doing as many psychic readings and just focusing on the education or writing about it, right? The how to do this, how to do that. So that's my focus.
Do you think, doing readings, or especially ones like, I have to wonder this, when you get involved in like a criminal case or abduction or missing person, is there an emotional burden on you a little bit from that, or you get tied up into some of that stuff too much, or how do you like disconnect from it?
I try to ground and protect myself before I approach it, so that when I do shift that state of consciousness into the actual session, that I'm more of an observer. You know, there was one case that I did do. I've got to confess it, that I didn't ground and protect myself because I didn't think I could do it, and that was a cold case.
Yeah,
and it was well over 20 years old, and I said, you know, I have retrocognition, the ability to see the past, but you know, over 20 years old, you know, that's something different. And so I didn't believe that I could. Well, you know, I was wrong. And I did not prepare, ground and protect myself. And that case, to this day, I remember very vividly. And it's very upsetting. Now, I've done a lot of different cases where the children, you know, were deceased. But I was in observer mode, and then unless somebody talked with me shortly thereafter, you know, the memories of those cases leave my mind. But this one was so horrific that I swore I would never do another case ever again.
Oh, wow.
And I took about 2 years where I turned all these cases like, nope, I'm not going to do it anymore. And then I did, and I have taken just a few on children.
Yeah.
And then now I get more, you know, can you look at this cold case, or can you look at this missing person, adult missing person, et cetera, et cetera. So, but if you ground and protect yourself the right, proper way, you can work with that without it bothering you. Now, if somebody called you up the next day after you did the session and said, hey, you know, tell me about that case you did, then you're not in your psychic mode, right?
Right.
You're in your Jason mode, and it may impact you emotionally as a father.
Right.
So even I ground and protect myself before I take that first phone call.
I wonder.
Because I never know, you know, how is it going to affect me, you know, as Angela, not as the psychic.
So I wonder, besides like you're trying to connect with maybe a child who's been deceased and maybe murdered in a horrible way. I mean, that's awful. You also are trying to connect with the killer and their emotional, disturbed being, you know. I had reason I asked this is I had an experience. I've had a couple when I was doing the tarot. That this is what scared me away, and I know I've talked about it on the show, guys, but I just like to get her opinion before we lose her. Is I did a tarot for one guy, and I was getting a lot of like sexual deviant things, and I was trying to relay that gently across to them, and they were just like, no. And it was I had the lights really low in the house. There was a storm going, and I remember the lightning flashing, and then I saw in the flash for a few seconds this guy on my couch. It looked like he was in a suit, and he looked like a dead zombie, and he smiled at me. I'm like, okay, I'm done with the reading. Sorry, couldn't help you. And then I had another tarot reading with a gentleman who was he kept staying at the apartment below us, so he was like living near us, which was kind of scary. And he was known around town. He seemed like a nice guy, but you know, a bit weird. You could tell he had some problems in his life. But as soon as I opened up the tarot, I went way beyond it. Like, oh, this is a mask. This guy's got a darkness.
Was the first card you pulled out the devil?
Well, I felt like he did something really horrible in his past, and he basically confirmed that in a nod and said, "I'm not talking about it." Like, and I felt like he killed somebody in the past, and I'm like, okay, this session's done. And those two things scared me away. It really did. It scared me away from it because I couldn't shake the uckiness and the feeling of the first one with the sexual deviance and the really craziness, and then that dead guy on the couch scared the crap out of me. And the other one, I just felt darkness. I'm not saying he was evil, but the darkness of his soul.
Right. Well, you know, I read tarot, and I developed a method called three-dimensional tarot. And, you know, anytime you have a sociopath or a psychopath, that devil is going to show up as that individual and we already know that they could be very light, like a mood disorder or a personality disorder, or somebody that changes their mind quite frequently, all the way up until, a crazy person or a, murderer or whatever. So, but I understand what you mean about your experience. That's pretty tough, but at least your abilities are there, and I'm glad you're doing it.
Well, that was when I was in his 20s. I'm just starting to get back into it. We'll see. I went a long time. I just not do it. I've done it, a couple times now on the show with some people. I don't know how well I did it, but, that's as far as I've gone reading-wise is our psychic game nights on the show. But I do want to develop it, and I'm interested. I got one of your classes up here on the screen is telepathy here. It's just like a $49 price tag. You have what are all the classes you're before we lose you that you're offering right now?
Well, I've got that, but I've got a course that is happening on August the 12th, and that course would have it's 6 weeks. It's 2-hour classes each Thursday evening, and so I teach energy and psychic self-protection on that first class, and even how to use your consciousness energy, which is, I've never seen that taught, so I teach it. Then I teach about meditation, the good, the bad, and the ugly of meditating.
I've had some weird experience in that, too.
Well, there are some meditations out there that are not good for people to do.
Really?
Yes, and but there are some, I would say a good 95% of meditations are good for people. I don't focus on the lengthy, give me 45 minutes to an hour meditation. Personally, I don't have that kind of time nor patience. So I do very short, impactful meditations. But I also have one of my classes with the course is called Color Me Psychic. And I show people how color communicates, and I'm using color associations in psychic readings, showing them how to do that. I speak very little about chakras, but I focus on color and sound associations to stimulate each energy wheel, chakras. Of course, telepathy is part of that 6-week course, and precognition. And predicting the future is the 6th class of that very first level. And I've got 3 6-week courses. And so, I can say from the many years that I have taught these courses that I have seen a tremendous change in one's ability, because I like to give techniques and exercises that work. And so all of the classes are interactive, and it gives them the ability to practice not only by themselves, but also with other students. But, I've had students go through all 3 courses, and at the end of 18 weeks, you go, wow, wow, you're just really amazing. And I can share with you, when I first started teaching psychic development, I did so in person. And I had a woman that was a little intimidated because of the other students in there, but I had a picture on the inside of an envelope, and the picture had double paper around it. I folded it, put it in the envelope. And so it was to use the retrocognition. And the whole thing was, show me an event or a person that, of the past. And so I handed her the envelope, and she said, I'm really tired. I can't do this. I can't do this. And I said, well, what's, on your mind right now while you're resisting? And she said, I don't know. Thomas Jefferson. I mean, she didn't even give it time. She held the envelope. She was more about wasting time saying, I don't want to do this. And she opened it up, and it was Thomas Jefferson.
Because it's the first thing that came to her mind.
That was the first thing that came to her mind. And she said it so, sarcastically.
That's awesome.
Thomas Jefferson. It's like, well, open up and see for yourself.
Now,
so it was great.
I have to ask you this, since you do have clairvoyant ability and you can do, 1-2 years out. Do you want to leave us with any kind of like upcoming predictions about future events? Do you have anything like that? Do you do those kind of predictions?
I do. I have predictions on my website, the psychicangelathomas.com. And, my predictions, there's quite a few of them, right? So I can say that I've got some political ones. I've got, like Vladimir Putin's leadership is challenged from within Russia and by an old enemy. I've just got to put a link to that because that's already came up. I do have former President Obama steps out into the public and takes on a new political role. I think that the biggest one that worries me the most is, I predicted this, that tighter control and a depopulation agenda uncovered from a large country's government working in tandem with another country's government. And there is a depopulation agenda that is occurring. And at the time that I wrote some of the predictions about depopulation, I thought, people are going to think I'm crazy. But now,
I don't.
In the last couple on hearing the word depopulation. So I can say what I have not gotten up there. I did make a prediction about, banking is going to go 100% digitalized in the
we just talked about that on the show a couple weeks ago.
Oh, did you?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I feel like what's going to happen is that, some banks are going to start closing. Ooh. And they'll close to go, we can't use cash, or not so many people are using cash anymore. They're just using their cards. So, we're going to close this location and that. But I do feel like we're going to be given just a window like 72 hours to go, okay, by such and such a date, everything will be digitalized.
Oh,
so all of the people that have their cash money,
it's like my nightmare. I had a nightmare about this. I talked about on the show about like a kind of Black Mirror kind of thing like this.
There you go.
And I have a good friend that's also psychic that's been on this show, Katrina Cooper, kind of iterates some of the same things you are about what she fears of the future. So that's just scary. That's just great. Way to leave us off. We got to go. Angela, you are awesome. I'd love to have you back on the show. Check out psychicangelathomas.com, correct?
That's correct. psychicangelathomas.com.
If I had time to take the classes, maybe I might find time. I'm interested, especially the criminal psychic ability one. I would love to delve into that, and we should talk later. So thank you so much, Angela. You're awesome. We're going to go to commercial break, and we come back at Psychic Game Night, and also Q&A with the chat room. I like to talk to you guys, spend some time with you guys. We haven't got to do that because I've been so booked up with guests. I'm like booked into October so far. I'm almost going to be booked for the whole year, so we've missed out like getting to talk to you guys a lot, doing like ITC nights and Psychic Game Nights. So tonight's about you when we come back from this commercial break, and it will be a short one, but we will be right back.
Of sensory deprivation and hallucinatory drugs. The subject of the experiment is himself, and the experiment is out of control. Ken Russell's Altered States, a film that must not be missed, is in the West End now. Altered States, Certificate X.
Do you wish for more paranormal and spiritual content? The Paranormal Chronicles magazine is a free digital magazine crammed with the very best in paranormal and spiritual articles and features. No sign-up, no subscription, just free reading and knowledge for you. Read today at www.paranormalchronicles.com/magazine.
Oh, come on. I'm Southern, but... Nope. That'll do. Hello. I am Kat Hobson, host of Paranormal Experience here on WBHN Digital Broadcasting out of Birmingham, Alabama. I enjoy having guests from all areas of the paranormal, from ghosts to ufology to cryptids and beyond. You'll find some of the best researchers in their fields bringing you some great information. Join me on Wednesday nights from 8 to 10 p. Eastern here on WBHM Digital Broadcasting.
Join us every Wednesday night at midnight Eastern Standard Time for Weird Wednesday, the live stream, with your hosts Jamie, the Living Dead Girl, and Rob, the Phantom, where we'll talk about all things paranormal, including zodiac, astrology, tarot card and oracle card readings, live ghost boxing and spirit communication, where we'll do Voices from Beyond, the Cold Case Files. So we hope you join us live on Facebook and YouTube every Wednesday night at midnight Eastern Standard Time. We hope to see you there. Bye-bye.
Paranation Magazine is a new paranormal magazine based out of Denver, Colorado. Our goal isn't just to give you the best paranormal content out there, but to promote paranormal unity. We're doing this by giving everyone an opportunity to tell their stories and to share their experiences. For more information, follow us on Facebook at Paranation Magazine and soon, paranationmag.com.
I've Never Met a Dead Person I Didn't Like is the extraordinary travels of a young, alone, and broke psychic in the highly anticipated new book from internationally renowned psychic, medium, medical intuitive, and best-selling author Sherry Dillard. Critics have described I've Never Met a Dead Person I Didn't Like as an engrossing memoir, an empowering story of how a broken girl came to accept her psychic gift, a refreshing and fun read. I've Never Met a Dead Person I Didn't Like is available through Amazon, Kindle, Barnes & Noble, and wherever books are sold.
Edgar Allan Poe wrote Spirits of the Dead with a pen dipped in warm blood. You will see the ultimate in terror with this important all-star cast. Brigitte Bardot, Alain Delon, Jane Fonda, Terence Stamp, and Peter Fonda in Edgar Allan Poe's Spirits of the Dead. Only Poe's demented genius could bring to the screen such horror and evil. Spirits of the Dead stars Brigitte Bardot, Alain Delon, Jane Fonda, Terence Stamp, and Peter Fonda. Directed by three masters of the cinema, Federico Fellini, Louis Malle, and Roger Vadim. Spirits of the Dead is an adventure in terror beyond your wildest nightmares. Spirits of the Dead in color is rated R.
That this city is headed for a disaster of biblical proportion.
What do you mean, biblical?
What he means is Old Testament, Mr. Mayor. Real wrath of God type stuff.
Exactly.
Fire and brimstone coming down from the skies. Rivers and seas boiling.
40 years of darkness, earthquakes, volcanoes.
The dead rising from the grave. Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria.
You're listening to Paranormal Soup, bringing you the weird every Sunday night. Call into the show and join the discussion. The call-in lines are 219-230-4444 or 260-225-9419. Or by Skype caller ID OOJBland00 or JBland Paranormal Soup. And now to your host, Jason Bland.
Totally messed up the button on that, but that's usually the phone line I got there. I have that on. It was messing up. It's a little delayed. But tonight, yes, we have our open conversation with you. Open lines, all the lines. Now let me make sure they're open. Hold on. Make sure they're open. They are now open. Call in. Join the conversation. What do you want to talk about tonight? Do you think it's going to be doomsday? Global depopulation? Actually, she scares the crap out of me because I have that feeling. I've talked about that for years with me and my wife's discussions, our private discussions, that, when you hear big popular billionaires, and I don't know if they're popular, but big billionaires talking on TED Talks about reducing the world's population and then backing vaccines, a little scared about our future. You see articles pop up and stuff all the time, and like there's too many people. And my wife would even say there's too many people. I'm like, don't watch what you say, because that'll be used to depopulate the world. I don't know. I've been hearing it since like the 90s. There's a whole new world order depopulation plan. You want to bet there could be? I don't know. It scares the crap out of me. But tonight, let's have a little more fun than think about the depopulation plan, right? Let's have psychic game night. Let's have Q&A with you guys. Let's have open phone lines. Let's talk, because I don't get to spend as much time with you guys because I have guests. Jamie and Rob get to talk to you in the chat room. I don't, because I have to focus on the guests. So tonight, it's about you. Angela Thomas was a great guest. We couldn't have her longer, but at least we get to spend some time together. So let's go ahead and get rolling into it. All right, and then I got my beautiful crew here. Jamie, Rob, you hanging in there with me?
I'm trying, man.
Just mute when you have to make disgusting noises.
Yeah.
I see
That's what I had to do.
Royal would like a reading from you, Jason.
Well, tell Royal to call in.
Yeah, if you end up doing a tarot.
You're doing tarot, you got to call in. That's only my stipulation. You want a tarot from me. I don't know how good it'd be, but you got to call in.
I'm surprised to see you back, Rob. I'm like, is he dropping? Is he staying? Is he dropping? Staying.
Of course, we got the Zender cards tonight. We can do that game. I also thought about maybe, doing like a visual remote viewing segment too. Like I'll look at something, I'll try to send it out telepathy to everybody, or maybe have everybody tune into what am I seeing, try to give me the best description of what they're seeing. I might do that tonight. I think it might be a good idea.
Or
but yes,
hold an object in your hand and have it.
I can hold an object in my hands. See if people can get that. I can try that. That's a good one too. Any suggestions from the audience as well? Speaking of, this Q&A. So here's Royal. What does Royal have to say here for himself? Okay, Jason, please give me a reading. I've never had a reading from you. Well, you got to call in. That's the one deal, and I know you got a phone. Incoming sideline call. Let's see if I can get this. Which phone are you going to pop up on? I have this weird thing where it wants to pop up on random phones. I'll take it on this one. Let's see if it takes it on a potential spam. Uh-oh. Let's see. Doesn't tell me the area code. Who do we got?
Hey, Jason, it's Royal. How are you?
Hey, Royal. Tried to say you're potential spam.
Calling in for my reading.
Tried to say you were spam.
How are you?
Doing good.
Good.
All right. Well, we'll make it short. I haven't done this in a long time, Royal. Long time. So I'll just do a 3 card. Let me pull it out.
Okay.
Pull it out. Let me pull it out.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. I was waiting. Come on, man. I left it up in the air for somebody.
Again.
Let's see what we got. Hey, Jamie.
Hey.
All right. What was your birth date?
June 15th.
That's right. You're just 5 days after me. Another Gemini.
Yeah, right before you. Yeah, right after you.
I won't make you tell the year. That's fine. All right. I'm shuffling here. It's been a long time. I'm nervous. Here we go. I don't know.
Don't be nervous.
People know I don't know Royal very well, but he's been calling into the show. He's a fan of the show. I greatly appreciate. What'd you think of our guest?
Awesome.
Yeah.
She was really good.
I would
really,
love to take
really
her
liked her.
class. I would really love to take her class. It's just hard for me to get like a Thursday night, where she's talking about
Right,
nights
right.
free, like on occasion after paying for it. It's like, that's why I don't do like internet school, Like I've had my mom tell me like, go back to school. I'm like, with what time?
Exactly.
I have no consistent schedule. Okay, I'm just waiting for the cards to tell me when to stop here. And we're going to go with this first card because it's coming out at me. Next card coming out. Next card. Ooh. I might be way off on this one. All right, so let's see. Of course, it's upside down, so I need to look at that. So I got the 4 swords, the hangman, and the 3 of swords. So we got 2 swords cards and the hangman. Let me think here. So say with the swords, you got some changes coming up.
Right.
So remember, people, if I hang up on you, it's because I got somebody else on the line. Somebody else is trying to call in. It's a potential spam, too. Come on now. All right. It's hard to do when I'm doing it. So let's see. 3 of swords. So let's see. What am I seeing? You're not feeling fulfilled lately.
Right.
You're contemplating maybe 3 different options in your life right now. Maybe 3 upcoming opportunities. But you're kind of in limbo. I'm getting something about a car. Anything going on with a car with you?
Wow. I need a car. I need a car right now, actually. Yeah.
There's a
yeah,
little voice in my head
for
says it's a car. Maybe it's a decision about 3 different cars you're trying to decide. That could be just as simple and mundane as that. I don't know, because I literally get anxiety about trying to decide about these things. My wife's car right now, I mean, like it's got a cylinder in it that once in a great while spray oil over the spark plug. It costs about $150 to change because, of course, they got to make it completely impossible to change on your own without actual real good tools and garage. And, they're like, oh, it's $3,000 to fix that cylinder. So you should just get a new car. You should just get a new car, right? And in this market right now, forget about it. And it's like I started looking and like, oh, I want to make my wife happy with a replacement because she loves that van and nothing's right and all the prices are all in. I get such anxiety about the decision. I'm like, you know what? We'll just pay $150 again if that price. We'll just wait. We're gonna drive it. I don't care. It's not worth looking right now. So maybe that's why I'm connecting with you on the car thing.
Right. Well, it's funny because I am looking for a car. Interesting.
Do you have planned to go to a dealership this week?
I've been thinking about it. Actually, I was going to buy my sister's car, and then I've been thinking about going to a dealership, but I'm hesitant, when you buy a used car.
Right. I know, exactly. I like literally get stomach aches trying to decide. What am I? Right. I just figure I'm going to get the lemon.
Right.
Me too, apparently.
What else, though? I just get the car thing. It's the only thing that's like come to me right now is the car thing.
Yeah. It's the biggest thing right now going on in my life now.
I guess that's what I'm nailing here. And it's telling you you're taking a lot of thought. That's what I see is like a thought on like
that's
3
incredible.
choices.
That's
3
incredible
choices.
that you grabbed that.
Maybe you're going to get 3 choices of vehicles and be like, I don't know which one. And I see all 3 swords on the 3rd car going through the heart means you're going to get a lemon no matter what. Because all these cars suck nowadays. No, that'd be my grandfather's point of view. Is like all these cars suck. All these cars suck nowadays.
Which 3 cards did you pull?
The 4 of swords upside down, hangman, and the 3 of swords.
Okay.
3 of swords. Those swords have me interested. I mean, what are those about?
Usually when I see more, I mean, this is only a 3-card spread, but if I see
the 4 and the 3, I mean, that's kind of interesting, no, Jason?
So 4, 3, Amen. This is 12. What usually when I see more swords in a read than anything else, it usually means it's you cutting your future. That's always how I interpret it. You are molding something for your future, making a choice. You know.
Right.
You know.
Right.
The 3, you know. I see you coming down to 3 choices and having a big problem with it at the dealership. I guess that's, wow, what a mundane psychic reading it is, but that's what I see. Like, you're going to dilemma over 3 choices, and no matter what you decide, Royal, my thing is it's not your fault. It's not your fault.
I should just buy private. I should just buy private then instead of going to a dealership, no?
No, unless you can get a warranty on it that they're not going to fight you on.
From a private owner?
Or at least put it off for another week or 2.
Yeah, Rob. I see you're going through problems with your car too. I saw that. I saw that
Rob
on
is
Facebook.
too.
Yeah.
And it's a horrible time. It is a horrible time to buy a used car.
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
So I see you're gonna. Okay. Oh wait. All right. You're gonna have 3 choices presented to you. I want you, when you have those 3 cars, they're gonna be in front of you, Royal.
Right.
I want you to turn around and look at the car directly behind you and give that one a shot.
Okay.
Don't make that decision on that. Don't blame me.
No,
but take a good look at the car and think about
I won't blame you. Right.
Watch, he turns around and it'll be like a Prius. Like, you bastard.
Awesome, Jason. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome.
Jason's psychic mundane reading about you having a choice about a car. Nothing too serious, I guess. All right.
It's just amazing it's actually amazing that you picked up on that, because all I've been thinking about for the last couple of weeks is my car. You know, I got to get a car. I
know that feeling, man.
You pick right up on it.
I know that feeling because it's a horrible feeling.
And I saw Rob's post on Facebook, and I was like, oh my God, he's going through the same thing.
Yeah, he has a Kia Soul, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
those things are junk.
The Kia Soul.
Those things are such junk. I mean, there's so many that are junk. The cars are just junk now, man. I don't care where they're made, by who. Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Can't even.
That car should have died at 4 years old.
And you're going to tell me they're going to make cars that drive themselves, they're not going to have any issues?
Yeah.
Like, kill me? When you can't even make a basic car without having something break down right away?
Wow.
You know?
Wow.
All right, Royal. Anything else, man?
All right. Thank you so much, Jason. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Rob. Love you guys.
All right, Royal. Thanks for calling in.
Take care.
All right. Somebody else was trying to call in. I do have all the phone lines open. Yep, here we go. It's like really slow to come in lately. Where is it? I see it saying incoming call. I'm waiting for what phone to pop up, and it's not popping up on one. Where is it?
Yeah, I'm driving a 26-year-old Suburban that, hey, guess what? You turn the key and boom, starts right up.
Dude, my grandpa gave me his 94 Safari was it like GMC for Safari. That thing had like 400,000 miles on it. That thing was a beast. Now, when I first started driving it, the back axle came off into the wheel well, and it was horrible, but we fixed it, and it kept on going. I ended up getting a car from my wife's grandparents. It was really nice. I drive now. It's Impala. So I had to give it up, but I loved that thing because it was 4-wheel drive. It was up high, and it was just a beast. It was junk. I mean, it's a whole beating to hell, you know. But man, they don't make them like that anymore.
No,
I saw somebody trying to call in and said sideline, and then it just went away. Keep trying. Whoever's trying to call in, please keep trying to call in. I will take your calls. What do we got going on in the chat room here too? All right, so we got hello, Christy. Dealership's too expensive. Find an older couple for car for sale. That's, basically I got really lucky. My wife's grandparents, before they passed away, sold their car to us, and we got really lucky. They had like no mileage on it. They had like 30,000 miles on it because they never drove it anywhere. So yeah, old couples, it might be a lot of used cars for sale now if the depopulation plan goes through.
Yeah, really.
I just had to be the a-hole to say that. See, there's D.
Yeah, maybe part of it right now.
But the phone lines are open, people. Call in. I guess we could do some Zener cards. You guys want to do Zener cards? COL? I like this game. I don't know if anybody wants, now they heard my psychic mundane reading. Oh, here we go. All right, let me see if I can take this call. Probably took it on the wrong phone, but let me see. Yeah, I did, because it hung up. Missed call. Let me try taking it on this one. Let me see if I can pick it back up. Called you. Let me see. Missed call. Let me see if I can call him back. Watch it be D or somebody. Always have trouble.
Please leave your message for
Oh. No, we won't say the phone number online. Let's try that. Let me try that. We're trying to call on that line. Let's see. Do we got him? 813 area code. Who do we got?
It's Steve.
Hello, Steve. Thanks for calling in.
No problem, man. It's the first time I figured, listen to you guys for a few weeks, figured out what the heck, try it out.
First time caller. Awesome. I love first time callers. Thank you so much, Steve, for calling in.
Absolutely.
So are you calling in for Jason Bland's mundane psychic reading?
Well, I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't need a new car or a used one. So if you pull the same thing, we're going to know something's up.
That's
but I do
seriously
have a
what
major life event coming up.
Well, don't tell me too much.
No, I won't.
And then the people I have somebody else trying to call in, just hang in there or try calling the other line. If you got, well, I guess I answered the phone on the wrong line. So now both the phone lines are tied up. Darn it. Call in on Skype at OOJBland00. That Skype line is open. All right, let's see here. 3-card spread. I used to do like the full like 9-card, like just a 9-card past, present, future, but that takes a little too long for phone calls. It's been a long time since I've done any readings, but 3-card I rarely did. Yeah. I'm trying to get better at it. So, all right, here we go.
And you're doing it for free, so what can I really?
Right, what can you expect? Yeah. All right, we got the 4 of Wands, the 5 of Wands, and then the 5 of Swords upside down. Give me a minute. Something about
five of Swords upside down.
Yeah. Something about a new home?
No, nothing like that.
So I see wands, I see a couple in front of a home. Maybe it could be a business. Usually when I see 4 and 5 of wands together, it's somebody trying to put something together work-wise, usually. Sometimes,
yeah, well, it's definitely career-related. Okay. Definitely something in together is pretty.
But some reason I was focusing on a home, too. I don't know why. Maybe that'll come up later. But yeah, I'm seeing there is a lack of direction. And people are being divisive, maybe, or undecisive.
Mm-hmm.
We're not having a cohesive unit between what you need to accomplish what you do. And
not yet. Coming there.
Yeah. You're going to have some people walk away. That's what the 5 of cards, 5 of swords upside down is telling me.
Okay.
But this could present.
Could this have like already happened? Will people like walk away? Could this have already happened, or is this going to happen? Is everything in the future?
I'm seeing as something as this is a later card is coming in the future.
Okay. All right.
But it also could be positive for you too. That this will open up a pathway to a better future for your endeavor.
Okay. Better opportunity. All right.
Yeah. So 2 people will walk away. But you might pick up some new. You might pick up 3 new people or 3 new opportunities involved in this endeavor.
Okay.
Sloan. I don't know. Word Sloan came to me. No. Trying to get used to this inner voice thing because that's what told me about the car with the, I heard something Sloan. Oh. Maybe it means alone. Maybe it's trying to tell me you have to take your time alone. Or be the one to take charge. Because what I see with the Five of Wands is there's nobody captaining this. There's nobody taking the reins, basically. Somebody needs to step up and take charge. And this might push out some other egos. Does that make any sense to you?
Yeah, kind of what I'm going through right now. I'm working with I don't know if you want to hear it, but I'm working with a publisher right now. We're kind of at ends. And there's actually two of them. You said two people were going to walk away. The team at the publisher that I'm conflicting with right now. So, and it is kind of like rudderless right now, with the hopes of something here in the next month or two.
That's basically what I'm seeing. The two are going to walk away, but it's going to present you some other opportunities.
You said better opportunities.
Better.
Yeah, but I'm also kind of fishing around, dropping a few other lines in there. So who knows? Something might come up with that.
What's your book going to be about?
It's a supernatural thriller about a guy who's grounded in reality, who's forced to, in order to save his life, adhere to the beliefs and practices of American Indian people to open up and, like I said, save his family.
Oh, cool. Well, definitely have to send me a message when you do eventually find the right publisher and comes out and let me know.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate it.
Well, Steve, first-time caller, mundane reading from Jason Psychic Mundane Reading.
There you go. Sir, it's a pleasure.
All right. Have a great night, Steve.
Bye-bye.
More people calling in. The phone lines are open. Try calling in. I got to answer it on the right one. I tried to answer it on the other one, which it should take it, but it took it on the other one, which blocks up two phone lines. I got to figure out how to get around that. I don't know. What'd you think? How did I do? I guess I'd have to ask them how I did, but...
That's what I was getting too, was actually like something going on at work to where there's possibly like a conflict, and then the people that are causing the conflict are going to walk out or be fired. And that's what I was getting from
I saw it as they walk away, like, yeah, we don't want this project, we're walking away, which present him with better an opportunity.
Yeah.
All right, 608 area code. Who do we got on the line?
Oh, it's your buddy old pal Tyler.
Hey, Tyler.
It's been a while.
Yeah. Gotta decline that call.
Mundane Jason reading.
Oh, jeez. Mundane Jason Psychic reading.
Don't say that.
You're doing great, Jason.
You are.
What's your area code? Because I got two phone lines here.
608.
Okay. All right, so I do have somebody else on the other line. That's weird. I'm going to think I'd keep both on this, but we'll see. Hopefully it works. Okay, whoever's on the one line, 519, just hang in there. Hang in there. We'll get you. All right, Tyler, hold on. See, it's harder with people I know. I'm sure you know that. Oh, I had one card fly out of me, so this is definitely going to be this card. We're going to keep this card.
Yeah, pop out.
Pop out. I always keep pop outs. All right, this card and...
Okay. Well, the cards never lie.
All right, so I have the Six of Cups, the Chariot, and the Three of Pentacles. Upside down.
Uh-oh.
So this has to do with children. Chariot could be another car issue.
I need a car really, really, really
yeah,
bad.
that's what I'm seeing.
Really bad.
All right, so that's kind of what I'm seeing. Is this isn't the car week. I'm not joking. I just was saying I'm getting the car thing and kids. And
How many pentacles?
3. Reversed. So
is there a third child up there? Please don't tell me that.
That's on you, buddy. Well, I have the two children. In the Five of Cups, the Chariot. Are we searching for a new place to live still?
I have a home, but it's in jeopardy right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Because that's what the three of Pentacles tells me. Is you're trying to get the I hate, like I said, you're trying to get things together. And I see 2 children involved, and it's like you need to get a place and you need to get a car. That's what this tells me.
Yeah, I got a job, but I need another job, and I can't do it without a car.
Yeah,
I
so
have my house, but
I see this as you're going to have, I think you're going to have some luck on the car. I think you're going to have some luck on the car. Something connected with your children and the car. But the problem is housing.
Do you see something coming up within this week?
I don't have time frames, but I'd say it's near future for the housing issue. But you should have some luck with the car. That part I see. So just be aware, you need to start just planning is what you need to do. You're trying to put things together, and you need to just keep your focus. Okay? You need to keep your focus on what you're doing and don't lose it.
Okay.
So first step is so right now you're having to worry about, just you're living somewhere fine. Start making your plans for that and look for an opportunity for a car to come up. And then keep your options open for a living situation.
Yeah, they brought my child support almost to $1,000. So
that is bad. I see 2 children. Is it 2 children? Or is it 1?
Yep.
2 children. Okay. But you love them very much.
They raised 1.
You're a good
I
dad.
love them very much. Go to work.
Paying child support's going to them. Let's just hope that, right?
Right.
Because I know how the situations go.
My son plays football, so that's good.
Yeah.
That's where it's going. So, all right. Well, thank you so much, Jason.
Look for look for something to do with your children and an opportunity to get the car. Coming through connection with your children.
My birthday's Thursday.
All right. Well, happy early birthday, Tyler.
Thank you.
All right. I'll let you go. Jason's mundane
Later,
psychic reading. Later. All right. So, see, now it hung up on the other person that was waiting. See, I knew it couldn't do the 2 lines. Or it's 1 line, but it's doing like 2. It's splitting it on my phone. I knew that didn't work. If you called in, I didn't hang up on you. It did it. I'm sorry. Call back in. If you want Jason's mundane psychic reading. What do we got here in the chat room? My guy, Jason, you're really good at this. No, I'm not. The mundane reading? Yeah, sure. Can I have a flying car, Jason? Only if it flies on its own. When it does, I pull it. Please, Jamie, I am a paranormal group of 1. It seems that I can't even pay someone to investigate with me. It's hard, Len. It is hard for some people in the towns. You don't know who you're going to find, or I remember when I first started, I got lucky. I got a paranormal class through a college, and I met a founder of a whole group of people. It was called Indiana Ghost Trackers, and I met some really good people and met some really drama-filled jerks. People are people. Now I have just a small group, a very small private group. We don't do public stuff anymore, and there's a lot less public ghost hunting groups anymore. It was really big with ghost hunters and all that came out, a lot of public groups, and now it's just hard to do. There's not as many groups. All right, we got another line. Let's hope it picked up. Let's see, who do we got on the phone line? 519.
Hello, it's Bill.
Hi, Bill. How you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
Doing good. You calling in for Jason's psychic mundane reading?
I am so.
Well, I hope you're not disappointed.
I will not be disappointed.
All right. What's your birthday, Bill?
Hello?
I'm here. You hear me?
June the 19th, 1962.
Ooh, wow. Another June. It's all getting to Geminis.
Yeah, another Gemini, yeah. Freaks.
It's because us Geminis are cool.
We are.
Wow, I just pulled out. Well,
So, Jason, don't
cards
hold
jumped
back.
out. All right. Well, actually, I was doing 3-card spreads, but some reason I pulled out 4 and just told me to pull it out.
Okay, well, don't hold back, man.
Oh, I won't. I don't know about these 4 cards I pulled out. Anything I say is grain of salt.
I'm a nightmare, but just let her rip.
All right, so we got the 8 of Cups upside down. We have the 5 of Pentacles, the King of Wands upside down, and then the 4th card. I was pulling out 3, but my hands took all 4 and said, "This is it." And the 4th card, don't freak out. Shouldn't freak out about this card. It can be a good thing sometimes. Is the Death card.
Oh, that doesn't scare me too much.
Okay, good. You want to be like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna die"? No.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if I can get anything. All right. You divorced?
I am not.
No. Trying to see something
I'm
with
not married.
Not married. A relationship that had
No,
been
I've been
pretty. I would say a
Been
relationship.
living with somebody for many years.
You've been living
So maybe
You've been living with somebody for many years, but not married.
Not married, yes.
No. All right.
We've been banging heads for about 26 years now.
Okay. I see this as a long relationship. That's what I was going to say, is like something, but
Oh, yeah.
you guys are still together. I was looking at, because I see the 8 of Cups upside down is usually somebody walking away from something long. And then after that, I have the 5 of Pentacles, which is usually, this could be leading into the Wand and then the Death. Somebody. Oh. Actually. Ooh. Is there a health issue?
Perhaps, yes.
Okay, with
But
the.
with one, me or my gal.
Your gal.
Yeah, she just survived breast cancer. So.
Okay. So I'm seeing health and finance. King of Wands.
I think there's enough money around here that we're not too concerned about.
No.
Well, I
Maybe
don't
it's
think
time
so.
to do something together, maybe, financially. Let me see here.
It could be, yeah. It could be because we have separate bank accounts, yes.
Well, that's what I'm seeing, is like, are you kind of, is it, you don't want to kind of let up kind of that control?
Oh, no. She's a lot smarter than me. She can do, if she said jump, I normally do.
That's usually how it goes in relationships.
Yeah, I know. That's how things work.
I guess the King of Wands.
Her father.
It's just. Well, hold on.
Her father is.
No.
Okay.
I was just say because you're beating me to the punch here because I say the King of Wands is a person, and
What was that?
I said the King of Wands I think is a person in your life. So
Right.
I don't. So it could be a father figure.
Yep.
It's telling you to stand firm. Be in your, basically maybe pressure from him, but you need to stand firm in your decision.
Yes.
And a big change. That's what death, the card always means, is not death, but a big change for your life.
Yes, I know. Yes, my father-in-law is 88. He lives with us.
Yeah.
And he just lost his wife a couple of months ago.
Okay.
And he's got more money than,
Well, I said financial. See, there's still this financial and health thing involved.
Right.
But I see a big change in your life, and you have to make a choice and stand firm in it. no matter what anybody else is trying to tell you you should do.
Okay.
Even your other significant other.
Yeah.
So does that make any sense?
It makes absolute sense.
Okay. That's about what I'm seeing here. That's the cards I pulled. I guess Jason's mundane general reading.
Hey, that's fantastic. 4-card reading.
Yeah, it's because it
great.
popped out. But yeah, the death card, I think, and it's at the very end of the spread. So to me, that means very near future, some big changes coming your way. And just keep an eye. I want to say health-wise, still keep an eye on your wife. Just keep the checkups, keep the health in your mind. Because you have some financial changes coming.
Could be me too,
It could be. I mean, in these times, we all got to be aware and be safe, but I see health and finances as major changes coming in your life. You're going to have some major financial change, and you need to be aware of some health problems coming up. Could be you, could be your wife. That's it.
Yeah. Well, that was very mundane. Thank you.
And like I said, whatever it is, decision-wise with the financial part, stay firm in your stance.
I shall.
All right.
I know what that.
Oh, you do?
You nailed it.
Okay. All right.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Awesome. Jason's mundane psychic
Tell me
reading.
if you want,
Yeah, no, sure. Get insight to what I'm getting.
What's that?
Yeah, I'm learning. So like, yeah, tell me what I was hitting. What did I get?
Okay. He has lived with us this is the father-in-law, he's lived with us for 9 or 10 years. I'm kind of his primary health giver. My wife can't do bodily fluids or anything like that.
My wife wouldn't
and
be able
there's
to
a
either.
sister-in-law that, no, I can't. No.
Yeah.
I used to work in a level 1 trauma center, so
yeah.
I'm used to that. And there's a sister-in-law that she just seems to think that she should get all the money for whatever reason when he passes. And it's coming. I mean, the guy's 88.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I'm kind of like, nah, I don't think so.
Yep,
No.
stand firm in that. That's the message I got. Is what you have to stand firm in your.
You nailed it.
Okay.
And I hate to squabble about money. I like money.
No, it's the worst when somebody
thing in life.
passes. It's the worst when families get torn apart about this. About the money and. What can you do?
I know it's stupid.
It is.
And I love my sister-in-law. I do. I just do. But sometimes she gets stupid.
Sometimes we fail. Nobody's perfect.
The guy's not even dead. Like he's still alive. What are you talking about?
Yeah. I honestly saw somebody's Facebook post about their family members like posing with a dead relative, like thumbs ups and smiling because they were getting the money, or letting the relative like go into hospice or something like that. I'm like, that's disgusting. But people.
That is very disgusting.
Yeah, like seriously, why would you do that? That's horrible.
I don't know.
But people, let God forgive them.
Jamie, Rob, and Jason, I really like your show. It's cool.
Thank you, and it's a true honor to have you call it.
Yeah.
All right, Bill. Don't be a stranger. Call in again.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Jason's mundane psychic reading. There's I think there was that was kind of the skit that I always loved when I was a kid. That was on Saturday Night Live for Christopher Walken. When he was doing, he would grab people's hands. Instead of it being something super serious, he would be in the dead zone, it was something really mundane and stupid. Yeah. But he'd be really serious, I see you getting a can of peanut butter.
Yep.
And it falls to the floor, but it doesn't make a mess. Okay. Something mundane. But seriously, with Royal tonight, it was just literally that little inner voice in my head said car. I'm like, okay, I'll say it out loud.
Yeah.
It's my inner touch with the anxiety of trying to make a big purchase. I feel that anxiety. All right, who else we got here? 856 area code. Who do we got?
Surprise, it's me.
Hey, D.
How are you?
Doing good.
Yes, the line finally worked. I was getting in the answer machine, so I figured I'll wait for 3 times.
Yeah, that's basically what you got to do, because I can hold the line on one end and it like pops up on the other. It's weird. I don't have a professional phone line system, just so people are new to the show. It's literally 2 cell phones with both of them have Skype, and one has a sideline number and one has a Google Voice. That's how I do it. Nothing fancy.
I know. That's why I kept on calling back.
So you want Jason's psychic mundane reading.
Yes. I missed the hour show, so I figured I'd come in for the second one. I forgot about the first one.
Yeah. Well, you can watch it. That's what the reruns are for. Not the rerun, but go to Facebook or YouTube, people. Subscribe, follow, hit the little notification bell so you do know when we are live. But there's all the past shows are on there for free for people. I'm not a subscription show, but you can donate on Patreon. $2 a month does help pay the bills. All right, Dee, let's see what I got for you.
Thank you.
I don't know if you want to thank me yet. Jason's psychic mundane reading.
Mundane reading. Yeah, doing pretty good.
Do you have like a certain concern in your mind? Don't say it, but do you have something you're focusing on, or?
I have a lot.
You have a lot. Okay. We'll see what Jason's mundane psychic reading tells you. All right. I pulled out 2 cards. We'll just pull out the next. Ah, dang. I don't know. I got the same cards. I got to reshuffle. I don't want it to be the same cards. I shuffled that. I'm going to shuffle. I'm not going to go by that. I don't think I shuffled good. I'm not going to go by that. Keep shuffling. Yeah. I still don't think I shuffled enough, because I'm like, those are 3 out of the 4 same cards. Don't want to do that. If those come out again, then they're going to be your cards. That's just how it's going to be, but we'll give it one more shot.
Oh, yeah.
Because I just don't think I shuffled enough.
That's okay.
All right, 3 cards. Oh, 4 cards. 4 cards. I'm pulling 4 cards tonight, I guess. That's just what's going on. 4 card reading. Jason's mundane psychic reading. Okay, let's see. We got the 8 of Wands. Let's see. We got the Moon. Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune. And upside down, 7 of Wands. Mundane psychic reading. You're a fan of Wheel of the Fortune.
I'll share with everyone.
Okay, so let's see here. The 8 of Wands. And the Moon. I feel like the first part of this is you spent a lot of time in your head. And not enough doing.
Yeah.
And not enough doing. That you need to, what you're thinking of, you need to put all feet forward on. You've been visualizing something and you want to work on it, and you need to put your feet forward on it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm stuck in my house, can't get anywhere, so.
Yeah. So that's why you're spending a lot of time in your head.
Yeah,
But-
because I can't go anywhere.
Yeah. But the Wheel of Fortune. Maybe something fortuitous might happen. They can change your outcome of that. Or maybe there's something you can do to change your outcome you haven't thought of. You feel a lot of forces against you. People coming at you at different angles.
Yeah.
And you're kind of fighting them off.
Yeah, trying to.
Kind of keep seeing the spin the Wheel of the Fortune thing. Maybe it's trying to say take a chance on something. But you are right now going to have to kind of battle off a lot of other people trying to tell you what to do. Does that make sense?
Right. Yes.
I mean, maybe play the lotto, but I don't know. Something fortuitous will happen, but you're going to have to battle off people on it and say, no, I'm going this way. That makes any sense. Jason's mundane, general psychic reading.
Speaking of because my car's at Bobby's, I have no way getting around.
Car issues tonight.
Yeah,
all about the cars.
I'm waiting for mechanic Bobby to come over one day, but I have no money to get another car or anything, and I really don't. And
Like I
stuck
said,
in
seek
my-
legality. Like I talked to you last time about the car thing. I forgot you have the car thing with that guy. You might have to take the legal approach on that one.
Yeah. I had this one doctor that I used to talk to because something happened from this other specialist I went to, and I spoke to Dr. Conrad about it, and he said, well, I'm going to call you back in 2 weeks. Well, he called me up the other day on Friday. I didn't call back because he wants to put me away because I live by myself and I have no family and no friends. Well,
You got friends
there's
here,
a lot
but
of people in development that live on their own. Why would they want to go and move someplace else? I don't know any place else. I've only lived in the same house I was born in. So, and I pay my rent, I pay all my bills. I can't help it if I have health issues. And that's the other thing that's bothering me. So I haven't called him back.
I see you fighting off other people trying to tell you what to do.
Yes.
And stay firm. Something's going to happen that's going to help you. That's what I'm the positive wheel of fortune. Something you can't see. Okay?
Yes.
I mean, listen to your doctor. Listen to your doctor for medical advice, but, you have to make your choice.
Right.
All right, Dee.
And if I told him, okay, that means there's no way to, I'll be losing everything from my home. I'm losing people that I would normally talk to, and then I'll be losing you guys. I wouldn't be around anymore.
Yeah, we don't want that.
And no.
All right, well, I'm coming up on a commercial break, and I got more people calling in. Dee, take care, and take care of yourself, okay?
I thank you so much.
All right, have a great night, Dee.
You too.
All right.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
I am not disappointed in the phone calls. We're definitely getting the phone calls tonight. Let's see, we got 5 minutes before commercial break. Who do we got on the line?
Hi, it's Azariana.
Hey, Azariana.
Am I on?
You're on. We got about 5 minutes till the commercial break.
Famous Jason's mediocre.
Psychic reading. Jason's mediocre psychic reading.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So I have a question in mind.
Okay.
So let's see if anything comes up.
Okay.
Any answer?
Jason's mundane psychic reading.
Famous.
Oop. All right, well, I just had 4 cards pop out, or maybe 5, but we'll just go with them. No, these are just, no. This is the ones I'm not trusting that. Nope. That was just me being klutzy.
Reading.
I had other people trying to call in. Just hang in there. We're going to go to commercial break, and then we'll try to take some more phone calls. I thought we were going to do some psychic games tonight, but it's Jason's psychic mundane reading. Okay. 4 cards again. Chariot, Three of Pentacles, Temperance, and what is this? Hold on, this is the Nine of Swords reversed. Chariot a lot. Has everybody got car? Do you got a car issue? It's another car issue thing.
Well, kind of, sort of.
Is it saying car
I don't
something?
think it's serious.
No. Let's see.
I don't think it's serious, though.
Well, what I see is car, renovation, and deciding, and a little bit of worry at night about it. Have you had a couple restless nights lately?
Yeah, I always do.
You always do. Think about like your brain doesn't shut down.
Yeah, I don't sleep. I just don't sleep at all.
Wow, Psychic Jason knows on a show that it's like at 12:30 night or 1 a.m. for some people. They're like, oh, you don't sleep well, do you? No. But no, it's the Nine of Swords upside down. Let's give you that. But maybe it's something to do, and I hate to get to the car thing, but we got a car and maybe choosing between new car and house renovations. Does that make sense? And you're trying to balance which one you're going to go with?
I think, well...
Or am I going too mundane for
A
you?
little bit of both, actually. No, a little bit of both, actually. Yeah, a little bit of both.
Yeah, and it's a financial decision, right? Like, I can go this way, I've been saving the money to go this way, or maybe I should do this instead. And it's one of these things, one of the many things that keeps you up at night.
Yep.
Jason's Psychic Mundane Reading. Like, everybody goes through this. I know, but this is what I'm getting. It's what the cards are telling me, people. I would say stop staying up late worrying about these things, because I have to tell myself this. Are you going to change anything worrying at night? Is anything changing? Can you change anything at night? No. You got to find a way to let it go. And patience. The right decision and what you should do with the money will reveal itself soon. And I'd say more towards I want to say car. That might be your car might make the decision for you.
That could be really bad.
And you spend all these nights worrying about it, and life's just going to tell you, no, you're going to have to do this. And you shouldn't even waste time worrying about something. This life's going to tell you what to do. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, it does. It does. It does.
All right. Well, I have to go to commercial break. So you had Jason's Psychic Mundane Reading.
Thank you very much, Jason.
The mediocre reading. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
All right. We got to go to commercial break. We're running late into it here. Yeah, but my music going to play. All right. When we come back, we can do more Jason's Psychic Mundane Reading if you guys want to keep calling in for that. Phone lines are going to be down for the moment. They will be back up, just so you know, when I come back from the commercial break. So wait to call in until we come back. But we will take your phone calls if you want a Jason's Psychic Mundane Reading or mediocre reading, whatever you want to call it. Little thing. It's not like everything's got serious in life. I bet many psychics, it's all a lot of times mundane. What was it? We had what was the last guest we had with psychic to say like he doesn't want to do readings for $300 to tell people they're going to join a bowling league. You know, that's what he does with celebrities. I get that now. I get that. I'm happy to do free psychic mundane readings for everybody. But we can also do Zener cards for the last half hour and see how your psychic abilities are doing when we come back from this short commercial break.
Intercepted transmission of unknown origin.
Transmission? Out here?
SOS.
Human.
Unknown.
Alien. Certificate X. Exclusive engagement at the Odeon Leicester Square. Now.
Any systematized transmission indicating a possible intelligent origin must be investigated. I don't want to hear it.
In space, no one can hear you scream.
If you are interested in
listening to my Paranormal Soapbox Necromancer Live Show and the Supernatural Symposium live on Facebook, YouTube, and InterfaceDeath.net.
This is an APAC studio presentation.
Hi, I'm Barry, owner-operator of Barry's Barometer Barn. Lately, I bet you've been lying awake at night asking yourself, how many barometers do I really need? Well, at Barry's Barometer Barn, we think you need more than one. Otherwise, we're gonna go out of business. Remember, at Barry's Barometer Barn, we don't know the meaning of high-pressure sales. Come on, folks, buy another barometer. I'm trying to put my kids through college, I've got a family to support, and a secret mistress who isn't cheap.
Visit Barry's Barometer Barn, 000 Storm Drive. Come on, folks, buy a barometer. I'm Barry's older brother, Larry, and every time one of you people walk past the store without coming in, Barry beats me.
This has been a presentation from Tim Morgan's APAC Studio. For more almost professional amateur comic studio content, visit the APAC YouTube channel. Search APAC 2002. That's APAC 2002 on YouTube.
When Alex Gardner is asleep, he has an extraordinary gift. The government wants it, the scientists want it, but to keep it may cost him his life. It might be better if Alex didn't sleep at all, but he cannot resist entering the dreamscape. Can you? See Dreamscape in the West End and all over London now. Certificate 15. It takes an extraordinary adventurer to enter the dreamscape.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from Talkstream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now, the Paranormal Radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
Join us every Wednesday night at midnight Eastern Standard Time for Weird Wednesday, the live stream, with your hosts Jamie, the Living Dead Girl, and Rob, the Phantom, where we'll talk about all things paranormal, including zodiac, astrology, tarot card and oracle card readings, live ghost boxing and spirit communication, where we'll do Voices from Beyond, the Cold Case Files. So we hope you join us live on Facebook and YouTube every Wednesday night at midnight Eastern Standard Time. We hope to see you there. Bye-bye.
Since 1948, Fate magazine has brought you reports of the strange and unknown, all of them true. Fate Radio is carrying on that tradition, bringing you the unusual, macabre, strange, and bizarre. Join host Kat Hobson Sunday nights from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern on WBHM Digital Broadcasting.
Heat 'em up. Do, re,
You're listening to Paranormal Soup, bringing you the weird every Sunday night. Call into the show and join the discussion. The call-in lines are 219-230-4444.
or 260-225-9419. Or by Skype caller ID OOJBland00 or JBland Paranormal Soup. And now to your host, Jason Bland.
Tonight we had on for the first hour Psychic Angela Thomas. She only had us for an hour. I saw somebody in the chat room that they wanted to get a hold of her for a reading. They got something serious going on. Just go to psychicangelathomas.com. That's psychicangelathomas.com. Reach out to her there so you can get a reading. She also offers classes and psychic readings and all that. We are going to do psychic game night, but it's been Jason's psychic, mediocre, mundane reading tonight. Everybody's calling in for that, but we could do the Zener cards if you guys want. I would like to test all of our psychic abilities, our telepathic abilities. We can do the Zener cards. I know Jamie's got hers. Rob had to leave us. He's not feeling well. We're going to let him get some rest. Get some rest, Rob. I hope you feel better. But the phone lines, let me make sure. Hold on. They're not open yet. Make sure they're open. Phone lines are now open. Call in. Join the conversation this last half hour. It's all about us tonight. We're hanging out. You know, it's open lines, psychic game night, whatever, or Jason's mundane psychic reading night, whatever you want to call it. But let's go ahead and get back to the show. Oh, here we go. I was waiting for this call. Hopefully I get him here. Hold on. There we go. All right, should be on the line. You there with us, Zach? So you there?
I am, brother. How you doing today?
How you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. Hi, Jason. I'm Zach. I'm a first-time caller. I want to get a reading. Jason, Monday's psychic reading night.
Yeah, I don't know how well I'm going to do for you.
Hey,
all
we'll
right.
wing it.
All right. Let's see. Jason's mundane psychic reading, huh? See, I just know too much about you now, all these years of you calling in. It's like I do better if I know nothing at all. Like the guy, you know, when they call in, I don't know. Royal, I just got lucky, I think, with I just heard, well, I don't say lucky. I got that little voice in my head. I was clear then. Now my brain's like, blah, 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 blah. So we'll see.
Find the parts you don't know about me.
Okay. You have a certain question in mind? Don't say it.
I won't.
Yeah, somebody just tried calling in. Try again in a minute. We're going to do Zach's reading. It wouldn't let me take the call on the other line. It should, dang it. Okay. All right. Dang it. Hold on. No, I'll try again. Not getting the vibe, Zach. Hold on, man.
I like the find the parts about me you don't know.
All right, 3 cards. The Lovers, the Tower upside down, and the Death card upside down.
Please elaborate those for me, please.
Let's see. Big change. Big move. New house. Tower. Something going on here with your home. The windows I'm focused on. Are you and your significant other thinking about moving?
Didn't make any plans recently. But it doesn't mean that we won't make any plans in the near future.
Near future, something's going to change. Kind of will feel like your world crumbling down on you a little bit. And big change. And maybe, you know, that's seeing a move. Maybe not far. But maybe a new house, new move, something's going to change. You're going to have, like I said, it's going to feel like a little bit like your world's crumbling down on you a little bit.
Could it be like a building moving, like a job building?
Maybe. I see this as like, feels like the world's coming down on you, but you're going to move up from it. As long as you accept that change. I don't think any of this could make sense to you now, but will. That's all I can say.
All right. Okay. I'll definitely keep that in mind for sure.
You're going to be strengthened by your partner. That your partner is what gets you through this. You're in it together.
Yeah, she keeps me grounded already as is, so
yeah,
we can only go up from there.
You're going to go through it together. That's what I'm saying.
And that's how a lot of them
about
are.
that too.
They won't make sense right now, but then months down the line, you're like, that's exactly what he was talking about.
My Jason's mundane general reading. Yeah, I can fit anything.
Again.
I don't know. That's all I'm getting, Zach. It's hard for me to read for people I know.
Nah, man, but I do appreciate you doing that reading for me, man.
All right, Zach.
I'll definitely keep that in mind. For
Yeah,
how
just
things go.
It's gonna feel like, oh crap, like what do we do now? But there's gonna be an opportunity for you to move way up in your life with your goals. But it's gonna feel for a moment like everything's crumbling down for a second. Just take a breath.
Through the dark night of the soul.
Yep, just take a breath and go with it and be strong together.
Just rolling with the punches.
Yep, be ready for the
That's how
change.
I've always done it.
All right, Zach. I got somebody else waiting on the line. I'm going to let you go. Thanks for calling in, bud. For Jason's Psychic Mundane Reading.
All right, guys.
Bye.
Thank you so much for taking it, Jason. Have a good night, guys.
Yeah, bye. Wow, people are putting me to task tonight, man. I really asked for it. All right, we got a 920 area code. Who do we got? 920.
Hello.
Hi.
Is this yes, hi. Is this Mr. Bland's Mundane Psychic Reading?
It is. I guess that's what we're doing tonight.
Hi.
Hi. What's your name?
Hi. Justin from Wisconsin.
Justin from Wisconsin. Thanks for calling in. First time calling in?
Yes, first time calling in.
Oh,
Long time listener.
Oh, wow. Awesome. Well, I am honored that you called in for Jason's
Yes,
Psychic
thank
Mundane
you.
Reading.
I'd like to send a shout out for Tyler.
All right. Shout out
He's
to
been a
Tyler.
long time caller.
Yes, he has.
I listened to him. Yeah, he's a good guy. All right. So I'll put you to test.
Okay.
My name is Justin from Appleton, Wisconsin. My birth date is 9/28/1985. What do you got for me?
Great year for movies. Favorite year for movies.
The Goonies.
The Goonies.
The Goonies.
Come on, man. It's the best year of movies. They don't make them like that anymore. I got 4
No,
cards
I
for
don't.
you. All right. So we got the Ace of Wands upside down, the Queen of Swords upside down, the Page of Swords upside down, and Judgment.
Ooh.
You guys are really putting me to task.
All right.
All right, so something you worked on recently kind of not come through?
Kind of hard to explain.
Something creatively. I see something creatively. Maybe work-wise.
I work at a paper recycling factory.
Okay.
So.
Maybe, I don't know, you don't have a hobby or something creatively. Maybe it's...
I'm trying to put you to task, but okay. I'm 35. I'll throw you a few hints. Maybe it can bring you something. I used to skateboard.
Okay.
Within those cards.
Okay, so
What do you got?
I got the Queen of Swords and the Page of Swords. So We got I would say, a female influence in something that has gone away, something you were creative with back in the day. And a female influence on this, and maybe a child? Judgment.
I
see
female influence.
Making a decision, like something you put away in your past. Maybe because you had a kid and you got married. I don't know. But something in your past that you need to reconnect with.
I was married, but divorced about 10 years ago. We separated.
Do you have a kid?
7 now.
No.
But with a separate woman from what I was married to.
So you do have a kid with a separate woman?
Yes.
Okay. Because I see a kid. I see a kid in this.
Okay.
Swords usually mean decisions too, or action.
Sorry. The swords mean what?
Usually decisions and action to me.
Okay, decisions and actions. Okay.
And the Judgment card. Your kid look up to you? Do you have any connection with your kid?
Oh yeah, absolutely. She's with me full time right now.
Okay.
Actually, her mom's not around at the moment.
Okay.
Hasn't been for a few months again.
I see you coming together, you, woman, and child. That's what I see. So, might not be her mom.
Okay.
Might be somebody else. But I see you going on in your future. One of the things is you need to share your creativity or reconnect with your child on your past. Be a child with your child, basically. Even a teenager. But you also need you're going to see
go ahead.
somebody else come into this relationship. And that's going to be your family.
Okay. Well, that's actually interesting. Mr. Bland's mundane psychic reading. Because I like that too. Anyhow. So yeah, me and my daughter's mom separated a few years ago. And I've been with this new girl for a couple of years now. So her mom's been in her life, we've co-parented, but I've been in this relationship with this girl for my new girlfriend and her daughter for almost 2 years now. So it's very interesting you said that, because
I don't know if it's her. Because I focusing on the, well, there is. I do look at the background, which would be another child and another woman, and maybe another father involved. So this could be 6 people family.
Lord.
Well, in the sense that you have, a stepdaughter. Not like a commune thing.
No. I guess it's kind of hard to explain over the line, but you're actually right on with it. Because I believe, I guess this is what I really like it that you're learning the tarot cards. As I know you have a lot of people that come on your show for the years that I've listened to it, and they're like professional tarot readers.
Yeah.
And I believe in that stuff. But sometimes it's to the point where it's just like, I really like it that you are just putting the cards on yourself and you're not like a professional. You're learning, so you're just trying to read what is in front of you. So
Yeah.
I think that's better than...
I just try to go with what am I focusing on in that card. And first I see in the card, I focus on the family. Like the dad, kind of mother figure and child. But in the background, I kept on focusing on the other father, mother, and child. Like this is a 6-person ordeal kind of deal.
It's interesting. But yeah, I know where you're going with that. I guess I can understand that in my own terms exactly. You're actually really right on with that.
All right. Well, I hope that connects. I hope that helped in some way. I don't know.
Yeah, well, it does.
Jason's Psychic
I like
Mundane
it.
Reading.
I like it. I've been listening to you for a long time, so yeah.
All right. Well,
Mr. James Bland, Mundane Psychic Reading.
Jason Bland.
Actually, right on.
All right. Well, it's Justin, right?
Have a good night.
Is Justin?
Yep.
Yep. All right. So make sure I got the name right. Well, thank you so much for finally calling in. You've been listening to the show. You should have called in a long time ago. I have to do my Psychic Mundane Reading and get you guys to call in. All right. I'll let you go. I got other people calling in. You have a great night, Justin.
Yep, absolutely. All right. Have a good one.
All right. I think I got 920 area code. Who do we got?
Hi, is it 808? Because
we got some time.
808. Oh yeah. Oh, hi. My name is Linda.
Hey, Linda.
No, I was just wondering if the area code was 808.
Oh, really? It comes up as 920 on here.
Oh, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, might be just this thing I
don't
have.
know. Hi. Yeah. Well, my name is Linda. I'm from Hawaii.
Hawaii. Aloha.
Yes. Aloha.
So you're calling in for Jason's Psychic Mundane Reading?
Yes.
Wow, I didn't know this would be this popular. This is your first time calling in, Linda?
Well, I've called in.
I thought so.
Yeah, from I think about maybe 4 months ago.
Okay, I thought your voice sounded familiar.
Cool. Yeah.
All right, you have a certain issue, and I don't say it, but you have a certain thing you are focusing on?
I am.
Okay. See if I hit it. What's your birthday?
My birthday is 12/12/78.
I can hear it's totally sunny where you're at right now, isn't it?
It's getting dark.
It's starting to get dark?
Yeah, it's starting to get dark, yeah.
Okay.
It's my favorite time because it's so hot and humid.
Yeah, it cools down.
So this time is really nice.
I would love to go visit Hawaii. One day.
That's my heaven on earth.
Right? Oh my God. I just see pictures of Hawaii and I'm like, I want to be there. Just seems so magical.
It is.
It is.
Complete magic.
Okay. On 3 cards. Okay. We got the 2 of Wands, the Upside Down Magician, and the Upside Down World. Wow, this is going to be a hard one. Are you planning a trip? I don't know why you would live in Hawaii. I wouldn't want to go anywhere.
I am planning a trip, yes.
Okay. You kind of have the world against you a little bit on what you're trying to do trip-wise, maybe. Maybe some planning issues.
There is.
Okay. You need to use some creative thinking. And something should come full circle for you to help this endeavor to travel. Now, is it you and one other person travel?
That's right.
Okay.
I'm going to be, going to, I'm planning a trip going to LA to a concert to see my favorite band.
Ooh. All right.
For a day.
You might have some travel issues. Like I said, all I got on it is use some creative thinking. That's the word that came to mind. You're going to have to get kind of creative about how to make it happen. You might have an upcoming issue that's going to kind of put a little derailment to the plans you've been putting together.
Yep, that is exactly what has happened. My flight has changed out of nowhere, and I'm not sure what to do, and I've been,
Jason's Psychic Mundane Reading.
Yes, that's spot on. I've been racking my brain, wondering what I'm going to do.
Was this the question you had?
To begin with?
Yeah.
Well, I just had something, I didn't know what to do. I have a loved one, I don't know what to do. He's having some issues, and it's with substance abuse, and I don't know what to do.
Okay, so that's more serious.
that
Yeah,
was mine.
mundane reading tells you about your travel trips. Obviously not about like what to do with a serious substance abuse issue in a relationship,
Yeah,
and that's hard.
yeah.
That's really hard. And I don't know if anything psychically I can pull for you. I'll pull out another card. Queen
Right.
of Pentacles.
Yep.
Queen of Pentacles. You know what that tells me? That tells me to cut your losses. And that's a really cruel, hard thing to do. But what I see is, when I see that, it's something usually financial, not with a person, but sometimes that can be that two tied in together.
Yes, it is.
So at some point, you just have to choose. You're going to make your choices. You're going to live your life. And this other person, they can only learn to help themselves if they really want the help.
Right.
That's what that. I pulled an extra card out just for that situation. That's what it tells me. So be careful of your finances with this person too.
Yeah. It's mixed in with it. That's for sure.
Yeah. You need to watch your money, basically.
Yeah.
And hold on to it and don't let them have any access. Do you understand?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yes.
That's what the Queen of Pentacles it tells me in that situation. All right. Did that help? I hope I got your know the mundane and
thank you.
Not so mundane.
Spot on. Uh-huh.
All right.
Yeah.
The Jason Psychic Mundane reading. What's the concert you're going to?
Well, there's Faith No More, Korn,
Faith No More?
a whole bunch of.
They're still doing concerts?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm excited.
I didn't even know they were still around.
Yeah. They have a whole album out like a couple years ago, new one.
Wow. Yeah, I'm a '90s kid, so I grew up in grunge and Faith No More, and oh yeah. That'd be an awesome concert. Well, thank you so much for calling in.
Well, thanks for the reading. Thank you.
No problem. Jason's Psychic Mundane reading strikes again.
Yes, you did.
All right. Have a great night.
Oh, you too. Bye-bye.
Linda. Jason's Psychic. Hey, I nailed it, right? Maybe not her question. All right. What do we got in the chat room? We got about 5 minutes left. We never did get to the Zener cards, which I even lost my Zener cards. I don't even know what I did with them. Like, I lost them somehow. Oh, here they are. You're muted, Jamie.
Yeah, we got about 5 more minutes, and I thought there was somebody that was still wanting to call, but I don't know.
I guess I didn't do too bad tonight. What do you think?
I think you did really good.
She didn't get her question that she wanted when she called in. I got right on her travel trip. It's weird.
That happens.
Trips and
sometimes.
cars and mundane stuff.
Well, that's what's going on.
Debbie, I will pull a card for Debbie. I don't know if it'll tell you anything. I just don't feel like I do well, like just pulling a card for people in chat. But Debbie, Schmurley, pull up a card. No, pull a card. That
You
almost
just
jumped out. But
reminded me of Kevin James when you said that.
all right, pulling the card. All right, I got the 4 cups. So Debbie, it tells me you've been taking a lot of time contemplating. I'd say a relationship. And good things will be presented to you in this relationship if you accept them. But you got to be open to it. That's what that card tells me. Or it comes out of just blobbing stuff out of my mouth. So, see if that means anything. That's all you get for a chat room 1 card pull. If that means anything. Got to be open to the love. Take the love. All right. Next week, let's see. We're going to have, I don't know if I pulled out any, Master Z Gong Sha. So this is some kind of, I don't know, this one was Buddhist. I don't remember. Yeah, it's some kind of master. We're going to get into psychic stuff, Reiki, maybe. I don't remember. I don't have the notes on that one. I just had the name. But there will be a show next Sunday. I don't know anybody checked out. I keep forgetting to mention, yes, my ABC 57 South Bend interview aired this last week, and I've shared the link if you want to see it. It should be up on the Midwest Paranormal Facebook page. I shared it on my YouTube channel under the post. If you go to abc57.com, you'll see their UFO segment reports. About 9 minutes long. It includes Terry Lovelace in it as well. He was like, I thought they were going to talk more about you and all that. I'm like, no, man, Terry Lovelace, seriously, you got the alien abduction evidence, some of the best evidence I've seen. They're totally going to focus on you, and that's totally fine with me. I'm not that interesting. But I had a little segment towards the end of the report. You know, I did my little 2-piece. My son's alien lava lamp got its feature in there because he wanted to be interviewed, and I was like, he's like, well, I could put my lamp in there. You got to decorate your office.
That was so awesome.
It was interesting having this reporter and cameraman down in the Casa de whatever bland
where all the
studio
magic happens.
Where all the magic happens, and it's just really a film, a basement,
Is it really a basement?
Yeah, it just does a basement with a lot of sound mixing boards and a crappy desk, and my setup is not. It looks like really crazy, but it's not fancy. But that reporter was really cool. Her name was Tiffany Salome. She was really cool, and it was just cool to get to meet her, talk, get to learn about her, and she had this third eye necklace. I had to ask her about her parents' background and stuff like that, and then like the evil eye.
What'd she have?
The evil eye necklace. I thought was really interesting. So she was a really cool
Maybe
reporter.
she's protecting herself before coming down to see you.
Yeah, it's to see me. No, it's a family thing. She worn her all of her life, but I had to ask her about it. But yeah, it was a cool interview. Check it out. Terry Lovelace is awesome. And he deserves to be a big part of that report because to me it's one of the best abduction cases and some of the best evidence. So it's interesting. Of course they feature me.
Ever.
You and Rob are in it for like a brief second, and they show a clip from the show. But when they show the one clip of me basically calling out the UAP report, basically as we don't know what they are, we're looking into it, and we need more money. They use that clip.
It's perfect though.
Yeah, it was. I was like, I guess if you use the clip, that was the perfect one to use. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I was a little stressed, up to the moment of the interview, and then when I was talking, I'm like, what am I saying? Like,
especially because it was postponed. You're already prepared and psyched out.
Yeah. So go check it out. You can see it, like I said, abc57.com. They'll have it on there. But that's it for the show.
I got it posted all over too.
So, yep, that's it for tonight. Thanks for everybody calling in for Jason's Psychic Mundane Readings. I'll get better maybe, but less mundane. I don't know. Maybe that's just my stick, the mundane reading. It's free anyways, right?
Your stick.
All right. My stick. All right, guys. We will be back next Sunday with guest. I don't remember much on this one. Is Master Zhe Gong Sha. I think I got a book from him. I need to start reading. I don't remember. But it'll be next Sunday. Same bad time, same bad channel. 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Central. 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. Eastern. 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Pacific time. Thank you to everybody who shares the show out. Keep telling your friends about Paranormal Soup, a place we can come together and talk about the weird, the unusual, our own experiences with no judgment, and a great chat room to discuss it with. You guys are awesome. I love you guys in the chat room. You guys are so welcome to new people. And thanks to all my first-time callers tonight for Jason's Psychic Mundane Readings. We'll have to do this again. And we'll need to have a psychic game night where you guys get to test your psychic abilities. I will have you guys call in and read somebody else on another line. You want to test your abilities, this is the place to do it. Paranormal happens live here. And don't forget, check out us on Patreon. If you want to help donate to the show, it's $2 a month. Jason Bland, Paranormal Soup on Patreon. $2 a month does help pay the bills because it's not free. I got to pay for all this to stream out and have the phone lines and do the radio network, all that. It does cost money. So to my patrons that do pay that $2 a month, thank you, thank you, thank you. You are a big, big help. All right, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you next Sunday.